Unbelievable. Yeah, that's right. All day Dan Day going to be with us this week and all the next week. Jamie's in the house. Dave Hyde's in the house. Woody's on a vacation and going to finish it up here before we get to football season. And we got all kinds of stuff, man. I say this all the time. I thought, Dave, July was going to be kind of slow and slows down a little bit, little baseball, but some little football sprinkled in there, you know, trades and moves and then the craziness of things that happen off the field, the court, the ice, and everything else. And then this one, especially with LeBron, and then yesterday, I get up this morning early, and the Heat jumped to the lead story. And I was like, hey, maybe it's done. So apparently they jumped the gun, the social media department jumped the gun with this YouTube introduction of LeBron James' press conference. It was going to be July 27th on YouTube. How am I supposed to read into that? If you're a Heat fan, how am I supposed to read into that? You're always fair.
Well, here let's talk about our business, my business, writing, right? Business, newspapers. There's stories already written. LeBron's coming. LeBron's not coming. I guarantee you that. So
that is the side they're saying right now.
So, but what you don't do is you don't hit that send button. And let's look at the other way. What possible advantage would they have for doing this? There's no advantage. In fact, it might tick LeBron off.
Okay,
something like so.
So now that we're going to get all the different conspiracy theories that are out there,
psychobabble, right?
Yeah. So let's get in. So I think it was an accident, but the fact that it was done, Riley's out of town till next week. And they're talking about July 27th.
You think it's all set up?
I mean, that's how I was looking at it. What do you think? What do you think, all day, Dan Day? What do you think in there? What was your take on this whole thing?
My whole thing is that the date is the bad part about it. It would be one thing if just introductory press conference, but it says July 27th. It happens to be a Monday. It seems like they were prepping for it, and someone accidentally had a itchy trigger finger.
Here's what I would say. When LeBron made his decision 16 years ago, he called the Heat 10 minutes before going on the air and said, but I remember they didn't know. They were in the dark. Look, you think LeBron has told the Heat and the Heat have told a department, and for a week it's going to sit and it's not
no
shot.
Get out.
No
shot because
I don't believe that it's all in the works.
It is hard. Even if you go to friends and family, people you trust the most, and you ask them to sit on this story for 5 or 6 days, it's such a big story. Human nature is you got to at least tell your wife or you tell your son, that one kid you trust. It's just going to start to leak out, to your point. Yes.
Over a week? I mean, what's the date today?
No, it's a little less. It would be a Monday if I'm not mistaken, because I think the 28th, the Dolphins report on a Tuesday.
So 6 days.
And then people are going to say LeBron didn't want to mess with the NFL full.
That's why I
full squad getting together.
Now, if it is the 27th, I do think the Heat are the best team for him to go to. I've said this from the start.
You have.
Unless he wants to go home and finish it at Cleveland in that storybook, everything fits here.
Dave, you know what is so funny? We said this yesterday and the day before, coming out of the weekend. A lot of people that had him going to Golden State and Cleveland are all starting to point their finger south to the Miami Heat now. They're going, okay, I can see. You know, you sit back and you get out of the emotion and what you think LeBron should do, because whatever your favorite team might be, but you step back and you go, the way he's going to be used, the guys he's going to be playing with, that's all part of this. And he goes, okay, I can play with Bam. I know. I've done it. I've seen it. I've played in all-star games in Olympics with him. Giannis, okay. And he might be looking at all those pieces and going, this.
I keep hearing they don't have three-point shooting. Well, you always want more, but they have 3 of the top 23 three-point shooters in the league, 4 of the top 38 on their team.
Yeah.
I mean, they have three-point shooting.
You know what's going to happen, by the way. If we get LeBron, you know who comes next. He may come anyway, is Klay Thompson. That deal. Everybody seems to think that he's going to get a buyout in Dallas. He's under contract. And by the way, there's a few of those guys apparently that are willing to do the old buyout where you take less money and you and they go, okay, we want to get rid of him. Dallas got to make some moves after a recent trade. So Klay Thompson could be, and it sounds like he's one. I guess
they would want something for him. So would you trade Jovic for him? Would you trade?
Oh no, I think a buyout of the contract.
Dallas would just say we're
I think it's just the buyout. I think you're free to go.
That'd be interesting.
And then on top of that, DeMar DeRozan sounds like one of his final 3 teams destinations is the Heat as well. And hey, his 18.5 points a year ago with Sacramento would be another weapon that you need. You need a little more still coming off the bench. I think you agree. You don't have enough with just Portis and Hardaway and Larson, unless you think you have enough.
You never have enough, but
guys are going to miss games.
I think from the salary cap, they can add 2 players now, and the roster, they have 2 spaces. So, I mean, you can always create more space, but I don't think they have enough salary to get 3 more players.
No. I don't think it's 3. I think it's LeBron and one more.
Somebody else.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Hey, so on top of that, I got to tell you, Dolphins. I said the one thing they had left to do to be drama-free and not get and strictly hear the media talk about the football team, they had to sign Jordyn Brooks, and they did. And they signed him. They said the guys were building around, got new contracts. They took care of all 3 guys. There's only 3 guys they have to worry about right now. Patrick Paul's not yet. He's a not yet guy. Jordyn Brooks, 3-year, $51 million, $35 million guaranteed. It's funny, and Aaron Brewer, of course, and Achane also in the 3 guys. Listen, all pro, and one of the best all-around running backs in football, slam dunk, and they did it. They did it on a year where money's tight, and they found a way to get those deals done. So it was great to see. For me, I mean, you kept 5 of your best players. I said 5 of the 6 best players from a year ago, or 6 of 7, if you want to go that, they're able to keep. The only one for me is Waddle, and I've said this many, many times. I wish we could have kept him. I know you disagree with that. Because
I think they just got offered too much for him.
Potentially what you got. Yeah, no, listen, it's good, but you got to hit on them. In years past, we've traded guys, and the deals have been lopsided because guys go other places and we don't pick the right guys.
You get a first, a third, and $28 million salary back. So I understand. Look, A.J. Brown went to New England from Philadelphia for a first and 2 fifth-round picks. The Dolphins got a better deal for Waddle than Philadelphia.
No, it goes back to John Eric Sullivan and his guys just getting the right guys.
And you look at the salary. Not only they signed the guys, and I'm betting this contract had been sitting there for Brooks to sign for a while. And it's a very equitable deal for both sides, but the Dolphins aren't overpaying for any of these guys. They got these guys, all pros, and I get they're not premier positions, okay, inside linebacker. But
no, you're right.
But they're foundational character guys. And
it's a good call. The character is a big thing. The first time out for a first-time head coach and a first-time GM is try to stay cancer-free, is try to stay no matter what you go through, not to lose your leaders and veterans when you lose 3 or 4 in a row and stuff starts leaking out. You want character guys in that organization. I think they have them. But, I was asked yesterday, it was really interesting. It was a great question. I was explaining this actually to my wife yesterday, of all people. I said, oh, wow, I just saw Jordyn Brooks got signed. And it was just because I had nobody to talk to. I was drinking, it's like on my 3rd cup of coffee in the afternoon. And I was just sitting there. We're having a little time together. And so I was explaining, Jordyn Brooks, one of our best players. I have to go through this every time. I'm not taking shots at her, but she is asleep right now. And I was like, oh, yeah. And we're able to keep Brewer. And, of course, she got no idea who Brewer is, Aaron Brewer. So she's limited on the names. And she watches the games. I'm not taking – you're kind of laughing here.
No, we're living the same life, Joe.
So she tells me, as she asked me, and it was a great question. It was one occasion because she's great at listening, even though I know she does. Like, oh, my God, we just got Jordyn Brooks. I'm so pumped, man. I love this guy. I love what he does. Get there early. I was explaining how good he is around the young guys, and he brings them together after they've lost 3 straight. And he's like, we're getting it today. And he's just passionate, man. He just blocks everything out. So I was explaining all this stuff to her. Again, This is a woman that hasn't been to a sporting event in a long time. So she goes, oh, so I got to ask you, why would those really good players want to sign here with what they're doing to the team from what you've told me? And I go, because they could have forced their way out.
Right. Well,
they could have.
They could have made it
when you're all pro and you're 27 or 28 years old and you're both all pro players. And as far as that,
the Dolphins had them under contract.
They did.
So they could have made it. Both sides could have made it uncomfortable.
We've had a lot of guys have 1 year left around here, and we caved like a.
There's the big difference to me, that these contracts they're fair for both sides. Okay, they're 3 years. Look, Brooks is turning 29, 3-year deal. He'll be 32. He'll get another, bite at it, and that works for the Dolphins too. At the same time, and the money, $35 million guaranteed, is what's being reported. That's actually behind what a couple other guys.
Get a lot of that up front anyway. And why that's going to be.
You look at Achan's contract.
Yeah,
it's very equitable.
I agree. And he's 24 years old.
We're used to the point that you just brought up, when guys we're used to, he's number one now at his position, and that's how it's been for the last few years.
Right.
Oh, they brought in this guy. Oh, and they just made him the highest paid cornerback or
wide receiver. Yeah.
Or whatever.
We did.
And these are all pro players. And Brooks, for instance, is the fifth. He now, with his new contract, he's the fifth in line at his position, at the
fifth highest paid at his
at
position.
That inside receiver, linebacker.
Yeah. So I just thought, hey man, she asked me, this question, and I just said, because they think they can turn this thing around real quickly in today's game with the amount of money they got free next year, another draft. Now, they're counting on hitting a lot of these young guys too. And that's the part that we can control right now, is what are you going to do? And starting when those guys are on the field, I saw pictures of them out jogging yesterday, and good to see Chris Bell out there jogging around a little bit, whoever had that picture. But the two best rookies every day, starting yesterday when they walk on the field, the two guys that need to be out in front of everybody else are your two number one picks. They need to tell them on both sides of the ball, hey, you guys are number ones. You're our first two picks we've made together. Jim and head coach standing next to each other and saying, you guys go out there and act like it. Day one, I want you guys to act like starters and act like and lead all these young guys with the 13 draft picks and 24 plus rookies they have with them right now out there. You guys make sure you're leading the charge. You brought up a great question to me yesterday. We were talking last night about the show a little bit. There is a big question, and everybody's going to want to know, and that is, Caden Proctor's had this weight problem. We want to know. It's a great question. It's fair for guys that have weight problems. The only knock on them has been their weight. Did Caden Proctor, what did he do the last 2 months?
What's he weighing in at?
What do you weigh?
That's the.
I know it sounds stupid, because if he is 20 pounds overweight, I mean, guys, when I played, came in out of shape, got in shape during camp, were puking out there, and then got themselves, because camp was 9 years long. I mean, remember the old camps, you've heard the stories. And Cooch and those guys got in shape at camp. Larry Little got in shape. Nothing against you, Larry. They got in shape while they're at camp. And that was football shape. So
yeah, times have changed now.
Yeah.
So and the reason it is an issue with Proctor, his last year at Alabama, he was overweight, out of shape. It took him a month.
380 is too much.
And so the idea is he's matured now. He's learned, okay, you can't do that. And there's a spotlight on him. So of all times, I'd assume he's going to be
listen, man.
When he reports.
And I say this every year. I do the introduction to all the number one picks. And that is, hey, congratulations, your number one pick. You got a signing bonus that changes your life forever, because you're a first-round pick. It's a lot of money. And it's guaranteed money that, seriously, if you put it away, you're set for life already. You really are. And you got a chance to make a lot more money. But remember this, your fan base and your media that cover you every day expect you to play like a number one pick. That's the message every year.
And to the management's point, these two positions have been problem child positions for the Dolphins in the last decade. You look at Austin Jackson was picked to be a tackle, and he started at left tackle. He's moved all around, and now he's at left tackle. He's fine at right tackle.
Right,
he's an average player at right. Then you had Eichenberg was going to be
never worked out.
Never worked out.
Nobody's going to tell me that was a good. That was, and we moved up to get him in the second round.
Use a second and third round pick to get him.
Yeah.
Then you got cornerback. You had Noah Igbinoghene and Cam Smith. So
should have been starting in their prime of their career. Should have been starting cover corners.
If there's
if
there's a line of demarcation that this is different, it'll come with those guys.
Great call. Yeah. Hey, listen. Hate to keep bringing up the history. These guys go, are you guys ever going to stop talking about the past? I said, listen, man, we can't. It's tied together. Hey, Atlantic Men's Clinic, let's go right to it here early in the morning. For all of my brothers up, not sleeping great anymore. You're getting old. You're just going, God, man, this getting older stuff sucks. And you're tired all the friggin' time. You didn't sleep well. And you're eating more. You're eating the same amount, but you're not active. Hey, man, you got low T. Then on top of that, I don't have to tell you the other part of this is at some point, sex drive is either hit and miss, then it's miss a lot, and then it's gone. And if you're going through that right now and you're listening to me, Atlantic Men's Clinic, I had full-blown ED and low T. Of course I did, man. I'm in my late 60s. Of course I did. But you know what? Atlantic Men's Clinic is the best thing I ever did. And I didn't even want to go. I had somebody push me to go. They're going, Joe, this is ridiculous. Look at you, man. You gained 25. It was terrible. Everything was bad. Wasn't active. It was crazy. But I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I got the PSA test. I met with their professional staff. They were fantastic. I still talk to the guys every couple of weeks. They check on the program to see how it's going. They do that for everybody. Everything's first class. After you get the testing done, put you on the program, and you're off and running, and you'll see results quickly. Your sex drive back, your energy level jumped up so you can enjoy your vacation. How many people said, well, I'll never have a real active vacation again where I'm getting a hike around and staying active. Now I got to shorten everything where, I can't walk as much. That's ridiculous, man. Atlantic Men's Clinic, it makes a big difference. I just got out in the mountains for a week. I had a fantastic time with my wife, and I know you will too. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. A brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. Call them today and set up that first appointment. Get rid of ED and low T. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
560 WQA.
Hey, welcome back and a good morning to everybody. Marlins go down again. Holy smokes. 8th straight loss. 5-3 loss yesterday. Couple more home runs given up. They did do something wild, though, that's only happened twice in the history of the franchise. A triple play. Saw a triple play. Saw the highlight this morning. I was not awake. Saw that came in and MLB Network was on, and I saw a Marlins triple play, only the second one in the history of the franchise. A 5-4-3, if I'm not mistaken.
I got to look up when the other one was. I don't even remember a triple
5-4-3, and an easy one, man. Hard shot to third, step on the base, second to first, and bingo. But they lose the game. So Sandy Alcantara is going to try to stop the bleeding before they get home to take on the Padres this weekend, and then followed by the Phillies, who are having a great series with the Dodgers back and forth. They lose yesterday, but win the first game. So those things are going on. But yeah, all of a sudden, not great. And they won back-to-back series. No, they swept the series, had the brooms out against the A's, and they come home and they get another one against Seattle. And then all of a sudden, they haven't won a game. They lose today, another tough road trip, but my God, man,
the problem,
almost back to 500.
And all the strengths are now, like the bullpen was a strength, not the closer, but the bullpen has been a real strength this year.
Well, the closers had some problems,
and the
too.
Closer's been sporadic through all the year and gave up one of the wins.
They brought him in from Tampa. They knew him. They know what he's got. He's got good stuff, but
they gave him $13 million on a team that doesn't give out money.
That's like a $30 million contract for some of the big teams, and he just hasn't. Yeah, and they knew they're going to be in a lot of these tight games, and
that's why Pete Fairbanks. They said we're going to spend on him. He'll close the games out if it hadn't worked out. The other part is through this stretch, the hitting hasn't been
not good enough.
And last night, Joe Mack hit his 9th home run, which,
by the way,
he's been a surprise.
We are starting to look like we got our catcher, man.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to wait a little longer. I've learned a little bit. But
his defense isn't going to go away.
No, and he is throwing guys out, man. He is good, but the bat.
That's been the surprise.
He hit a bomb last night. He got his money's worth in that loss with that home run he hit last night. Yeah, they have some guys. So they got a guy in center field. I sound like I beat this up all the time. Jamie Marcy, 192. Like at what point? And I know, well, he's getting close to getting out of it. Like, we're over 100 games. When's he going to get out of it? How long can you stick with a guy? And I know, they talked about before the season, he was the number one guy they wanted to build this team around. They were going, he hit 290 the year before and a half, or the whatever amount of games he played.
It's a lot easier to stick with him when you're winning, as they had been.
I agree.
And now
when
you're
like,
losing, boy, we need some help. We need some help. And what do? I mean, his defense is good, but you don't play a guy in center field just for he's got to have a representative bat. And
it's a big enough sample size too, where it's like it's not working. It's not like this has been just a month or something. Like, it's been a whole season, almost like 100 games of hitting 200, under 200. Like, it's not working.
Listen, I don't know what we got in the minor league there, Jamie, but hey, at this point, you got somebody else to bring up. And by the now what happens? We talked about the trade deadline. I was thinking trade deadline around 8, 9, 10 games over 500, which changes a little bit because you're sitting in a 1 or 2 wild card position, and now they're going, well, we're back to 500. I don't know how much we're going to do.
They were clear-cut buyers a few weeks ago, and now they're on the cusp of being sellers. They keep losing.
Boy, how it changes in a week.
Yeah.
Basically, it was a week.
Well, no, you didn't expect. I mean, you got some good pitching in there. By the way, they've wasted some good pitching from those guys. Perez and Alcantara have had games they should have won, or and they can't hold the leads. And they're not scoring. And I'll tell you what, Houston's hit a 3-run homer last night, hit a grand slam. Those change games quickly. You put some runners on and one swing, you get 3 or 4 runs.
And they've been healthy, been able to get through minor health.
Not
now
recently.
You got your 2 All-Stars on.
Well, Lopez was back last
Lopez
night.
Come back
yeah,
last
he
night?
did. He was back last night. But I think Casey's still out, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, the other part of this is Conine's really picked it up. He got him in the lineup, and he's hit some home runs like Mac has. So anyway, I don't have the answers, but boy, I'm sitting here getting all pumped up to talk about Marlins coming home and these big series against the Padres, and they have played a lot better. They did get swept the last time they were home, but they have played overall much better at home. And the Phillies and Padres come in, both really good baseball team. By the way, one of the biggest disappointments in baseball right now is the Padres. They spent a lot of money for what? Now, they got some guys banged up like everybody, but they got some.
The Mets are still.
Oh, they own it. They own the disappointment.
Year, they're in the class by themselves.
They got an owner. If you told him, hey, spend $50 million more and you can, I'll take it, he'll jump on it.
Is he the richest? He's like worth over $20 billion. I think he might be the richest in baseball.
It could be. I don't know.
But the point is, he'll spend anything. You're right.
He will. I think the league told him, hey, you're getting a little carried away now. Slow down. This is not good for what we're trying to get done here in the near future. Can you slow down a little bit?
You need
you spend more than the damn Dodgers.
Like the Dodgers, you need money and smarts to win consistently.
Yeah.
The Mets have the money. They don't have the smarts.
The Dodgers' money's a little misleading because Ohtani's contract is so backloaded with ridiculous amounts of money they're going to have to pay when he's way out of his prime. That's going to be an interesting one. So anyway, hey, besides all that stuff, I thought it was really interesting. We got all kinds of stuff to get to. By the way, you thought there were cuts in the newspaper and radio and everything else, TVs going through cuts right now locally and nationally and all this. ESPN. We saw Ryan Clark the day before, a day earlier than they wanted to, because apparently word got out. So they let Ryan Clark go. But yesterday they said, oh, no, there's more coming. And boy, were they. And I knew part of this was going to be NFL Network because they're adding NFL Network. They're going to do stuff together with ESPN and NFL Network now that they own both. But Carl Ravitch, who's been great in baseball for a long time.
33 years.
Yeah.
No, I was at the Sun Sentinel 36 years.
No,
no one hit my total there. So, but it's jarring. No matter how long you've been there, or it's jarring to get cut from a team.
It is amazing, and I said something. Tony Segredo, I shouldn't tell the story, but it doesn't matter. Tony was there 40-something years, and they were making some changes, but Tony Segredo was at NBC forever, and he, he's a little down. I say, hey, Tony, man, you had a great run, brother. I'm just sitting here from the outside, but I realize you're right. When you're there, and you got it rolling, and now they got to make cuts, that's different.
You're saying, wait. No matter who you are, there's questions. Wait, why me? Why not that guy?
Yeah. When it's finally over,
here?
again, 20 at NBC, and now
how many got cut at ESPN? I haven't seen.
They got David Lloyd, Charles Davis, our good friend CD. Charles Davis, who
he's on here.
NFL Network. NFL Network comes on all the time. Cam Newton, Bart Scott, all got let go. Well, now some of those guys do come in and just help out with the shows, right? They come on their
like
two
Cam
big
Newton
shows in the morning, come in and get it going, and Bart Scott does a lot of that same
what
stuff.
About, is this because people are saying because of
I don't know enough about it because of the amount of money
made.
They got three guys that make a lot of money, and they're blaming all three of those guys. This is what happens. And again, nobody puts a gun. I'm not defending anybody, but nobody puts a gun to ownership.
The other thing is,
I don't know how you look at it.
I was talking to an athlete. I'm not going to give the name. I talked to an athlete who's doing.
Well, you were the highest paid guy at the paper.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and that's what I'm sort of getting to. Thanks, Joe. I had a target on my back for you every time they'd say, and look, we're talking newspaper money. Okay, we're newspaper money. It's not. It's not like TV money. Okay, there's a difference. But yeah,
you're a good sport.
Everybody, my boss say, oh. New manager never come. Oh, they saw how much you're making. Woo, and they rolled their eyes. And so But I was talking to one of these guys on who making good money, and he goes, it was only $400,000, because they're used to, professional athlete. This was a star, millions of dollars. And I said, that's a lot of money in the real world. And he looked at me and he's like, is it really?
Yeah.
So they're sometimes their view of what's real money and what's not is screwed up.
Well, anyway, and by the way, the three guys everybody's complaining about now, how do you feel? Because of you guys. So the other thing is they've invested a lot into all these sports, all these teams, to have the rights to them. Let's not forget about that, why everybody's getting on the shows in the morning, and Greeny and Stephen A. and all the rest of them.
Well, those Stephen A.
He's $20 million a year.
But the point being, they drive those hours shows in the morning, and evidently, I've read about this because I was curious. Him and what's the guy at noon? I can't even think of his name off the top.
I just blanked out on it.
But evidently they drive. They are such personalities that they're bringing in a different, like at noon. Now you're getting a young crowd, which they hadn't got before. Used to be back in the day, all they cared about was the primetime spenders. The 33 to 53. Something like the Democrat, but now they want the young crowd because that brings in different advertising.
Listen, man, they have meetings and they don't just go, well, I like this guy, let's give him more money. I mean, there's a lot goes into all this, and I think there's a lot of research. Now, listen, if they don't like a guy and they think he's an idiot or he can't work with other guys or he's not fitting in that way, then they're gonna let guys go. But
there's no good way to be laid off, but
no.
There's a bad way to be laid off, and that's what happened to Ryan Clark, where you're in the middle of a show, and
well, they said he didn't want to finish after he found out. He goes,
"No, you want to finish?
No, I got a couple more segments, but these will be my last."
I mean, I was at the Sunset.
He took the high road, though. I give him credit.
They said, "Hey, do you want to go to the World Cup and write a column?" Even though I was like, "No, I don't think so. No. I don't think I want."
No, I'm going to pass on that.
So I can't blame Ryan Clark for wanting out.
All right. Hey, we got more stuff to get to here when we come back here. Don Shula, 347 wins. But wait a second. There's a couple left out that he wasn't real happy about that my partner here has been working on. We're going to tell you that story, which I did not know until last week. We'll tell you more about that when we come back. And we got some SEC, man. Some SEC threats are going on from Greg Sankey and the future of Division I and the SEC football. We'll talk about all that stuff coming up here. First, though, I want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. Yeah, sooner or later, you know how this deal works. You're active. You need doctors. You need the best, because if you're active and competitive, you're going to get hurt. That's why people ask me all the time, where do the pros go in this town? I go, well, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and Miami Dolphins. A lot of our colleges down here believe Baptist Health South Florida sports medicine program is one of the best in the country, and they use them. And when you get top specialists, how do you become that? You got to have great facilities, obviously, and they do, but it's about those specialists. It's about those doctors every day of the week. When you got specialists for any kind of injury you've had to your knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. I'm talking about great doctors that we're all going to be able to see. High school, college, professional athletes, not just here in South Florida, from all over the country, come to see some of these doctors. That's how good these guys are. These guys are top dogs, man. Then you look at the facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility of the Miami Dolphins, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. So convenient. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho. One goal every day. One goal, getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most. All right, welcome back. Good morning to everybody out there. Thanks for being with us. Joe Rose, along with Dave Hyde and All Day Dan Day. Jamie in the house today as well. We got everybody together. Hey, you brought this up last week. I did not even know. I felt like such a dumbass. I did not know in the 60s they had a third-place playoff game. The consolation, basically, if you kind of like what we just saw with the World Cup, they were doing that in the NFL. So Shoes ends up, when he was with Baltimore, he wins a couple of those games in back-to-back years. We finished third, but he didn't get credit for him. But I never heard him. And listen, I was on the buses, and I heard him rip a lot of other coaches, and I got classic stuff just sitting there listening to him because he always, sat up in the front on the offensive bus, and heard him go at it when he felt strongly about something. He was not quiet about it. I never heard about it and was just shocked, but he never got credit. Should be at 349.
So what happened was in 65, 66 seasons, Baltimore wins the playoff bowl. It was playing the Orange Bowl. They played in the Orange Bowl for 10 years.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And
it gets better.
Yeah. So they played, I mean, they had a crowd 65,000, 65.
Wow.
58,000. In fact, the Baltimore papers were writing about how the playoff bowl would have a bigger crowd than Super Bowl I, played in Los Angeles the following week. It didn't turn out, the Super Bowl I actually had by 3,000 more, but 65,000, 58,000. So these were, big events in town at the time.
Yeah.
And then
wasn't a lot going on here. And
then so all the starters played. I mean, Johnny Unitas played at quarterback with a bad shoulder. And the backup was so upset about not playing Gary Quazzo that he demanded a trade. So Shula
tried to win everything.
He wanted to win everything. And then after the merger, they did away with this bowl. They didn't need it anymore. And the league ruled retroactively, those games were exhibitions. So
but you can't do that during.
So when they played them, in Shula's mind, now it's just like the Consolation Bowl and the World Cup. They weren't the most popular games, right? I mean, you heard
great game though.
Afterwards, Mbappe said they need to do away with this game and all that. So it was similar there. But the point is, they were played to win when Shula played them to win.
They should count.
And he never understood. Let's move ahead to the 90s, and he told Harvey Green about this, the great PR guy for the Dolphins.
Long time.
And he called the league. League said, no, they don't count. So he went back, told Shula. Shula called up the league, and Stu's there. Stu Weinstein's security guy's there too. And Shula starts, as only Shula can, if you've heard, just ripping into somebody in the league about this.
Right.
But they never.
It's never going to change.
So I'm doing a deep dive into this on. Wait a second. Why were they retroactively taken away? So I talked to somebody from the league yesterday, and I have to talk to a couple other guys today. So we'll see where it goes. I'm on a crusade, Joe. Give him back his 2 damn wins.
You know what's crazy? Can you imagine after the number, like everybody knows it, 347? Like you go 347, you know what?
We'd have to change. Do they?
We've done promotions 347 with Don Shula.
Well, he had hamburger places.
That's right,
347,
and now
it's really 349.
It's really 349. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm writing about it on Substack now that I've left the paper, and you can get that app. You
damn, I never
Google
knew
my name. You got to.
Bo remembered and remembered those games.
I saw, yeah.
No, and Bo knew about
games. That came out of this because I made a note in a Substack column about the soccer game and then we were on here talking. And I got so many people reacting to what I said here that I said, I'm going to look into this further. And so I wrote a column about it, and
that's amazing.
We'll see where it goes.
I was shocked as we learned more and more about Don Shula and the history of the Dolphins and this wasn't the Dolphins, but it was Don Shula. It was just crazy story that I never knew.
Oh,
as a young kid, I don't remember that stuff, and I was old enough to
he when Detroit was in this game 5 times, and Shula was a defensive coordinator for the Lions, and in 62 man, if you want a history story, he's got to call the Colts because he's talking about the job, moving to the Colts, right? His first head coaching job. And he has to call at a certain time. Carol Rosenblum, the Colts owner, he goes down and they have to use a payphone. His hotel's payphone's out at the time, and he goes to the valet. Hey, where's the payphone? 4 blocks down. He's sprinting down the road because he's late now. And he thinks, oh crap, this is going to cost me the head coaching job. Finally he's sweating, putting in quarters or whatever you have to do at the time to get and gets Rosenblum on the phone. He goes, yeah, come to my hotel, the Diplomat. And so the game was played on the 6th of January 6th. On January 8th at the Diplomat, he was named the Colts coach.
Wow.
So anyway, there's your history lesson for the day.
Yeah. Wow, that was crazy. I just never,
But give him back his 2 damn wins. The NFL stole 2 wins from him.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, when he had a problem, one thing about Don Shula, he went right to the commissioner. And when the commissioner used to be at our big games, they had some serious conversations there, and they treated him like he got treated. I'm guessing most coaches did not get treated the way he did at that point.
There was a reverence,
respect,
too.
Yeah, there was. And the commissioner at the time just sat there and just nodded his head. I'm like, damn, I don't know what the topic was one day, but not a good time to be around this one. Anyway, so we've got a lot of stuff coming up. We got this LeBron James story. Excuse me, and I see a lot of people are trying to figure out what's going to happen here, and everybody's reading into the story differently. You think it was just a mistake by social media, just absolutely pushed the wrong button there and sent out this LeBron James.
What do you think, Joe?
When I first saw it, I'm speaking on behalf of All Day Dandy, and I were talking about it earlier this morning. And I said, man, the Heat, well, everybody's got to have one ready to go when it happens. But, boy, the Heat are sure acting like they got a good shot to get them, man.
Let's ask our social media guy, Jamie. Jamie, how long does it take to create a room for an announcement like that on social media?
Maybe 2 minutes.
So a week in advance. They need to do it a week in advance, something that takes 2 minutes.
Wouldn't you, if you're the social media guy at the Heat, take more than 2 minutes and say, I'm going to put together the best package I can, and it's going to be ready. It's going to be ready. Now, because if we get it, we're
highlights, throw a few highlights in there, the whole deal.
Let's look at it another way. You really think LeBron has told the Heat 6 days ahead of announcing that knowing I don't control the message anymore? A guy in the social media at the Miami Heat controls them. A whole department controls the message now.
I'm going to ask you a question, Dave, which you can give me an easy answer. You know why you don't create that room this early?
Well, because it got out.
Because it got out.
But look, trust me.
How much trouble does this guy get in for this?
I would imagine a lot of trouble, don't you think? Whoever it is, I would imagine it's a very uncomfortable.
Hey,
look, in newspapers right now, trust me, Ira and Anthony Chang, they have 2 stories right now ready to roll.
Oh yeah,
one LeBron didn't come to the Heat. One LeBron did come to the Heat.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long would those stories take to write? To get 5 minutes to get the nut and bolts of it out.
Well,
but you have to have it ready.
This thing's, we've been talking about every day, and I see people also texting in. This has got 3 layers to it. Giannis was the first, LeBron's the second, and then the third is there's going to be some veteran guys that are going to want to come down here that are good players that have been really good players. DeMar DeRozan, I see his name's mentioned as one of the teams that the Heat he'd be interested in playing for the Heat. And Klay Thompson, talk about a 3-point shooter, one of the original Splash Brothers there, coming down here, getting out of Dallas and a buyout and coming back down here. So, yeah, man, this thing, I was playing make-believe world without you yesterday.
They're contenders.
Yeah, no.
If all that happens.
Right at the top. Yeah, this thing all of a sudden could change. My God, look at that. Look where they were a year ago. Nobody cared about that team. Like, hey, opener for the Heat. And I was saying, hey, Pat, nobody cares, man. And look at this potentially. Now, potentially, you got Giannis. Now LeBron goes, oh, you got Giannis with Bam. Oh, okay. Oh, now this thing.
You don't hear people saying, oh, Riley's too old. Got to move on.
Oh, no.
Stephen A. was saying he's got to move out of there.
Yeah, he did.
Room.
Stephen A. jumped on that bandwagon, too, about getting old. And
all of a sudden,
he can look pretty smart if he joins them. There are going to be a lot of guys. And I know a lot of people that were on that Pat Riley's too old thing. And listen, he's 80 years old.
He can't make the big move anymore. They're sitting around
with
too
what
much.
He had with that play-in team, and to get rid of some of that play-in team you tell me, if you're a season ticket holder, were you more excited last year, this year? My God.
It's not even close, right?
That introduction alone, you're doing like, hey, I've seen enough. The introduction is great. And now.
I've
been trying to do that. And now, your starting lineup for your Miami Heat. Love it.
They'll be looking for a voice now because Mike Biamone. With that, I think you could do it. Joe.
No. That's terrible. I wouldn't want to do it. I get ripped for that. I get ripped for enough. I'm not. There'll be plenty of people that will sign up for that. A lot of people want a piece of that job. And listen,
a lot of pressure right from the start, though, because you got Giannis now maybe LeBron.
I'm guessing they told the sales staff you can go home. These things are selling themselves.
We're done.
I think Giannis already did that, but LeBron and Giannis and Bam and. Pretty good.
If you're LeBron,
it's not a bad.
You're looking around. You say, okay, who's the best player I can play with out there? It's Giannis. There's no other top 5 player looking for that he could go. I mean, assuming he doesn't go to San Antonio or Oklahoma City. Assuming there's not a surprise like that out there waiting.
Well, listen, we got to go. We got 7:00 hour. A lot more stuff to get to here this morning. As we said, the Marlins are going to finish up this series. How about a win for Sandy Alcantara today before you head home? Get the day off, and then from there we get set for the Padres coming in town, followed by the Phillies, who you're chasing, and really need to get it going when you get home, man. This 6-game homestand is going to be a big one, and I just want to say to all the fans out there, join the Marlins for a special Venezuelan Heritage Celebration presented by Santa Teresa as part of the T-Mobile Heritage Series on Saturday, July 25th, 4:10 start. Each ticket includes an exclusive jersey with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Venezuelan relief efforts. Then catch the Fighting Fish, take on the Padres. Get your tickets today at marlins.com/Venezuela. And don't forget, as I said, the Phillies will be in town early next week. So the 27th, 28th, and 29th, you can enjoy that 2 for $25. Score 2 tickets plus 2 canned beers for just $25. And they got the 4 for $44 presented by Pepsi. Get those 4 hot dogs, popcorns, and drinks, all for $44 with 4 tickets. It's a great deal. It really is. A lot of things going on, a lot of great things. That promotional department is A+ with the Marlins.
WQAM. Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball, and now the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. The Heat said they accidentally posted a scheduled live stream link titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference on their YouTube page with a date of July 27th. The spokesperson says social media team was preparing for the event in case it happened, then deleted the link. The Dolphins and Jordyn Brooks have agreed to a 3-year, $51.3 million extension. $35 million is guaranteed. With rookies reporting to camp yesterday, Dolphins placed receiver Chris Bell on the active non-football injury list. Bell suffered an ACL injury at Louisville in November. The Marlins fell to the Astros 5-3. They play again tonight at 8:10. And Inter Miami resumed MLS play against the Chicago Fire at 7:30. Messi and Rodrigo de Paul will not play. They are resting in Argentina following the World Cup. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures around 90 with a slight chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Whoops. Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to get out. Well, the Heat got the top story on ESPN this morning. I get up this morning, I was like, because I keep thinking it's LeBron thing. There's 3 hours difference out on the West Coast, and I'm like, damn, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then we got a LeBron story. I
thought it happened too.
We jumped the gun.
I saw the Heat video leak of LeBron. What he signed?
Yeah,
he signed it.
We jumped the gun a little bit. It was 100 meters, and we went a little early on that race, man. Right there. That was so. Anyway, my bad. Sorry about that. Social media department. We accidentally pushed the wrong button there, man. Sorry about that. No, it's not done yet. No. But we still feel like we got a good chance. I can see everybody this morning too is feeling the same way. I think we got a good chance. And you're right. It's not going to be done if they get LeBron. Other guys going to want to come here and play with LeBron on the cheap, especially if they got a little money from their other team before they left.
I love the game being played now. There's nothing new anybody has on LeBron because nobody other than Rich Paul.
Well, this gave him something new
every
today.
Day. There's his podcast.
He's in no hurry. He's earned the right. He
has.
Playing all these years. He can take as long as he wants. And, hey, Adam Silver, you're a great commissioner. Oh, they were stroking him. Adam Silver, you're a great commissioner, the best in the business. But, hey, man, it's LeBron. I'm guessing Adam. Oh, I didn't mean anything by it. No, we want LeBron. LeBron's good for business.
And Rich Paul's saying, hey, these teams can go out and sign somebody else if they think we're holding them up, and no team's going to go out and sign anybody. They're waiting.
Meanwhile, Amazon Prime, NBC, ESPN, and ABC are saying, no, we'll wait. Don't come out with anything till we find out where LeBron's going to be playing. I got to tell you something. They're going to max out national games if they're going to get their share anyway with Giannis and Bam playing together. But you add LeBron to that, you're right up there with San Antonio and New York. And
when Michael Jordan came back, I got a call from an NBA source, a big name. Okay, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to give you a story." He goes, Michael Jordan came to the league and said, this is when he's coming back from baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember,
I do.
He's negotiating with the league. He wants a cut of the ratings of TV when it's going to go up for his games. And he's trying to negotiate that. And the league's saying, no, we're not going to do it. And that's a point of contention. And that tells you, but to the point, LeBron, the power of LeBron is all these, like you said, Amazon,
all their partners.
They're all waiting.
They're
all
in TNT right out. TNT says we can't pay these prices anymore. They're out. So now, Amazon Prime got all that money. We'll do it.
It's 11 years, $77 billion dollars, I believe it was.
It's a lot of money. And so anyway, it is big deal. And by the way, you don't think that didn't get the NFL's attention a little bit there? Well, wait a second. We're going to be redoing. We got an opt-out of our contracts. Oh, no. We're going to need a new batch of money coming in here. Keep this.
If NBA can get $77 billion from Amazon, what could the NFL get? Because the ratings aren't even comparable. I mean, the NFL swamps them.
Well, you just have more, zillion games and all those national games and games on all the time and the good matchups. But I'll tell you what, the Heat were getting 1 o'clock. In terms of Dolphins, so you relate, last year they were getting 1 o'clock games. All 1 o'clock games on Sunday. They weren't making national TV with that team. That team was, and boy, this turnaround of what they've done, just getting that one guy for everybody who's like, I don't know about this. We gave up too much. What do we have now? I don't know. You tell me. You look right now. Tell me what you'd rather have last year without LeBron, what you'd rather have right now. I'll take what we have right now. I will every day of the week. Anyway, besides all that, we've got a lot of other news to get to as well. So this thing came out, and I'm trying to there's separate stories. SEC, of course, threats to the Senate, the new bill on Senate floor next week. They're trying to get it through. Big Ten and SEC want changes to the Protect the College Sports Act. Not happy with that. That big thing where Nick Saban got up there in front and said this is not going to work. Everybody knows. I mean, Nick did a great job, but everybody knows it's not going to work the way it is. So now Greg Sankey, I don't know if the Big Ten's going to join him, but the SEC is saying we will walk right out of this conference. We'll walk out. We'll leave you guys. We'll go do our own thing. And so he said threats are real this time, born out of frustration from what's going on right now and wanting changes with the Senate and trying to protect the sport and all these different topics that they're within it that everybody talks about too, where guys can't leave. There can't be a 1-year free agent every year to everything else. I don't know how you fix it. I've looked at all these things, Dave. I truly don't know how you could fix it. And everybody's got a plan, right? I don't know. And what if the Big Ten, now I think they're barking. I don't think they're going anywhere. They make a lot of money.
When they say go, I've read that they're going to go somewhere. What, go off into their own
universe? Go on their own.
And the only way it works is if they're part of a national championship.
Well, they can't.
You can't.
Yeah, they need everybody. Well, they can't just have it with their own teams in there.
Okay, the SEC's big, but they're not standalone big.
So anyway, we've got that going on, and then on top of that, so I haven't talked much about this, and I saw it with Canes fans. Pat Narduzzi, the head coach of Pitt, came out. Now I like Pat, and I've known him for a long time. He recruits a lot down here. Eats at the same restaurants that I like. I see him. So he comes out and takes a shot about the Canes going after his quarterback and didn't get him. The quarterback came to Pat and said, hey, getting a great offer from Miami Hurricanes. And now, again, this is what
I love this. The players have the power.
So
like
Pat goes NIL team and goes, hey, we got to get this quarterback, our good young quarterback. We got any more money? I can't lose him. And then he said he picked up the phone and called Manny Diaz at Duke, and he said, hey, he tried to get my quarterback. He's coming after yours next.
Miami's the villain now, huh?
But I got to tell you something. Yeah. Like, okay. Like, everybody's doing it to Miami. I just heard some great stories.
This is the way of college football.
You have a really good player, and somebody goes, hey, if you're not happy what you're making and they don't redo your contract, come play for us. We'll use you the same way, if not more, and we'll pay you a lot more money. And so, yeah, everybody's a 1-year free agent. That's just the way it is right now. So the transfer portal and tampering are alive and well. The TNT team, I call them. TNT is strong.
This is why you have all these old coaches complaining about the system now, because it's changed so much.
Can you imagine doing that to Nick Saban? Can you imagine Mario grabbing like one of his best linemen and like say one of his wide receivers or something?
Well, they've shown how many people from Alabama now are going to like Ohio State and stuff. Whereas Alabama used to clean up on these recruits and keep them. And so it's a whole new world. I look, this is all these old coaches and athletic directors and NCAA had control over everybody for so many years. And now they've lost control. The players have say in what's going on. So why shouldn't they get market price? Look, if you can make $6 million a year, you can come back and get your college degree later, right?
You're right. I agree. Hey, the other thing is, so this tampering thing, it's been an issue. And for Pat Narduzzi, he's one of the first guys to complain if you're going back, because when this thing started, he had the best receiver in the country who went to Minnesota as a first-round pick, went to USC first last year. And he flat out called him. You called him, you recruited him, and that's wrong.
Well, his problem is,
and by the way, he got a lot of money to go to USC. He can't do the reverse.
Pitt can't recruit players out of Miami because the Miami, I'm assuming the Miami payroll is a lot larger than the Pitt payroll right now, and so and that's his number one problem.
But yeah, like I don't think the University of Miami, any other school, is like, yeah, tampering. You guys do it to us. Everybody's doing it to everybody, and if your guy's not happy and he thinks me as a better fit and I can pay him more and he's got a chance to win all these games, yeah, it is going on. Tampering and the transfer portal are connected for life. It's not going to go away. I don't know how you fix it.
But why, if you're Pat Narduzzi, here's what I don't understand. If you're Pat Narduzzi, why would you put that story out? Because now your quarterback is sort of answering questions about this and everything. Like, it's sort of uncomfortable for the quarterback.
Brilliant move by the quarterback or his agent, whoever it was, because they all have agents. Everybody has a marketing agent. It's, here's the other thing. I don't know how this happened. Nothing against Drew Rosenhaus and all the rest of the NFL agents. They're all into marketing. They have all the marketing companies because they want them not only to market them while they're playing college football and get a piece of things. They want to have them when they turn pro and their first, second, and third round picks. We want to represent you on that first contract and hopefully second contract. So they're allowing the NFL. So this is going on. So, yeah, who even knows if that story's true when he walks in and goes, man, I got a great offer from Miami, and they need a quarterback down there. Carson Beck's gone, and they love the transfer portal.
You think he bluffed his way to a big raise?
I think it's pretty smart by the agent. Why don't you leverage something and going, hey, we're not going to lose. Hold on, I'm kind of pissed about this, but hold on, let me see what we can do.
You want to go back?
Anyway, they said I think the quarterback's making $6-7 million a year now at Pitt.
Good for him. You want to go back
that story.
We talking when the World Football League came in and Zonka came. Several of those guys, Jake Scott, Jim Mandich, Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez told me he was at a party with Ed Keating, who was the agent for all these guys, and he said, "Hey, Bill Stanfield's there," and he goes, "Hey guys, we're in Jacksonville right now, outside the office of the owner, and Ed, call Joe Robbie and tell him we're going to take a deal for what $500,000, that big money back then." And so he goes, "What?" And so they ended up bluffing their way. They were the first six-figure defensive lineman in the NFL because of that. So many guys bluffed their way to big contracts off that team.
So, what if that team stays together? The guys that did leave. How many more championships do they win if that group stays together?
Sure, probably one or two more championships for sure.
Yeah, because they lost a lot of guys. A lot of guys left, right?
What I remember. The Shula told me Joe Robbie got me on the line with these guys, and he said, I lost my offense, meaning Zonka, Kick, and Warfield. I can't lose my defense, so we got to sign these guys.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So,
all right. Hey, listen, Dave, we got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff. We come back. Omar Kelly's going to join us. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. We have not forgotten about day 2 of the rookies being together. Omar will join us here in just a few minutes. But first, do want to tell you about Super Sure, man. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for that renewal. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps and the risks. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not, plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth. So you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com, paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
at Northwest 81st Street. That has all of those main lanes shut down. Also dealing with emergency crews on 95 Express southbound as you approach the Golden Glades interchange. And out of Broward, multiple vehicle accident on US 441 southbound at Hollywood Boulevard has a right lane blocked. That's traffic. I'm Alia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Groovy Used Painting.
Need to refresh your home? Call Groovy Used Painting of Pompano Beach. From interior and exterior painting to cabinet refinishing and power washing, their team delivers beautiful results with professional service every step of the way. Call 954-909-3595 for a free estimate. When it's time to paint, let's get groovy.
Cool ways to listen to us.
Okay, I'd like to hear them then.
On FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
All right, welcome back. It is time to check in with the Miami Dolphins and Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald, covering the Miami Dolphins like nobody's business. Omar, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you, Dave? Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
Dave's hanging in there, man. He's hanging in there pretty well.
Good. All's good, Joe. I'm not hanging in there. I'm doing well.
He's doing. I just called him out for being the highest paid guy at the Sun Sentinel.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm not.
Hey, listen, I literally just had a conversation about you, Dave, because somebody asked me what I'm going to do in 5 years. And I thought to myself, like, hey, I got to keep reinventing myself because this industry is constantly, yours too, Joe, is constantly changing.
Shrinking, man.
Constantly changing, constantly contracting. And you better figure out what it's going to take to connect with this younger audience. Otherwise, you're going to be put out the pasture. And
don't make too much money either, Omar, okay?
Yeah.
No.
I never had to have that problem yet.
Oh, man. Hey, so I got to ask you, is the guys now in camp for second-day rookies? Boy, Omar, there's never been a better time since I've been here in 1980 to be a rookie or rookie free agent, one of the 13 that was drafted, or a rookie free agent to come in here, not only make the team, but get a chance to play as there is right now, especially with a new GM and new head coach coming in together. They're their guys.
Yeah, I give you a perfect example. A guy like Lewis Moore, undrafted safety from Indiana. He could be the starter. I don't see any reason why he can't be the starter. That job is wide open. I can't name you anybody other than Dante Trader who could potentially or should be the front runner to be the starting safety opposite Trader. And truthfully speaking, last training camp, Trader missed all but 1 week because of a soft tissue injury. And you just never know how training camp is going to pan out. So for him, for the DJ Campbells of the world, for even Trey Moore, those guys could be rookie starters, snap of a finger. And you know, I wasn't here when Zach Thomas won the starting job.
Jimmy,
yeah, I wasn't here. I think it was a former head Jack Del Rio, who
that's right.
You know, was viewed as a progress stopper, and basically they just waved him and moved on. It can happen for anybody on this team if you go out there and make plays. I was trying to remember. There have been, you know, even the Jarvis Landrys didn't hit the floor running out the gate. Jarvis Landry had a strong camp, but he wasn't like killing it. I was thinking to myself, the last guy who was really killing it was Preston Williams. In basically in training camp as a rookie. And truth be told, that also means nothing because look at Preston Williams' career. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
So yeah, you're bringing up exactly what I wrote about it on my Substack column, Omar. Zach Thomas year, Jimmy got up in front of the team and said, he showed a video of Dan Marino throwing a pass. He goes, that's what we need on this team. You're the first guy to make this squad. Then he showed a video of Larry Izzo. And he said, where are you from? Houston. You have family there. Yep. Call him up. You're number 2 on the team. And because Larry Izzo surprised everybody in camp,
right.
okay? And now, to your point, he had already cut Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio thought he was being called in to be named captain, and he got cut. Okay, that tells you how quickly it turns. Who's going to surprise? This team needs surprises in camp. Good surprises beyond the first, the number one picks, Chris Johnson, Caden Proctor.
Right.
Who's the candidate to be the surprise?
To me, it's got to be Juju Brents. That's where we start. If I'm just stacking up players with probably the best ability, Juju Brents would definitely be in my top 10. Long, rangy, speed, good instincts, phenomenal footwork. The problem is he just cannot stay healthy. He hasn't stayed healthy his entire career. Former second-round pick, Indianapolis Colts. They got him. They cut him. A very good defensive coordinator basically cut him, moved on, signed Xavier Howard, added Xavier Howard to the team instead of Juju. But Juju came here. He took a minute to learn the defense, and then once he got on the field, he had 2 phenomenal games. Then he got hurt. But that's just a very talented guy, and hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully they can figure out a program that can keep him healthy. I would say Jordan Phillips and Dante Trader have probably set the standard for what you expect from second-year players, and I think this is an even bigger year for second-year players than it is for the rookie class, because rookies need to learn. Rookies need to, they're rookies. There's a reason they're rookies. They don't know what they don't know. And you generally don't see a significant rookie jump until you get to right after the first exhibition game, when suddenly they're reminded, this is just football. This is a game I've been playing since I was like 10 years old. Yeah, the speed of the game is different. The talent level is different, but I can do this. And I remember there's always a rookie that's like, he gets out there exhibition game, and then he's like, oh, okay, this is still football. And then he starts to really blossom in camp. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the second-year players, the jump that they're going to make, because to me, they're the key to this team's success, because there was a lot poured into them last year, and hopefully it pays dividends this year.
Omar, last night, after I saw the picture in the paper of the 2 rookie wide receivers jogging together, one of them being Chris Bell, who's got his knee ACL from November 22nd. I did last night. I actually counted months.
Of course.
How many months, like, okay, he's not going to be ready to start. But okay, so he's got a camp. We got 3 preseason games. Now, let's give him September and October off, and could he be back? I'm just doing it unless he's a slow healer and it's worse than we thought. Be back by November if we can play doctor here a little bit. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think he's going to spend half the year on NFI, and then he's going to have his window to practice opened up, and I think they've got 2 weeks to practice, and they'll see where he is. Remember, the last guy who did this was Bradley Chubb. Tore an ACL, tore 2 or 3 ligaments in his knee in November. Late November.
They decided to just shut him down for the year.
No, he practiced.
Oh, you're talking about, okay.
He practiced, and then he decided, like, hey, this is not good enough. And that's the one thing I hate, when players always rush themselves back on the field, and I think that they do themselves at a disservice, because they're not going to evaluate you based on, he was 70% when he was out there. No, they're evaluating you based on you being out there, and then they're going to hold it against you. And I always say, don't put yourself back out there on the field until you're completely healthy. And you always hear this from players. It started with Frank Gore back in 2004. Where a player will tell you, yeah, I was back on the field, but I didn't feel like myself until that second year. I haven't met a player with a knee injury who has not said that to me. So
I just wonder, because I think they're going to be real careful with him, knowing what this year is. If he doesn't look it when he's out there running around and cutting, and obviously you're going to look at your doctor, your lead doctor out there. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say doctors' names anymore, but your lead doctor out there, who does all the big knees and
Dr.
you're
Uribe.
going,
Yeah, Dr.
okay,
Uribe.
all right. You said it, Doctor. By the way, that was Omar said Dr. Uribe from Baptist Health.
That Dr.
Goes,
Uribe
all right.
is Don around here. Yeah, he's done every important knee in South Florida. I have no doubt in my mind that you're probably going to play most of this year without Chris Bell. And let's hope that you're lucky enough where no other receiver goes down. I know that you won't, because there are two positions that always take injuries during training camp, and those are running backs and wide receivers. And you just got to hope that you're lucky, because those are the positions that run the most. And that's when all those soft tissues and all those knees, and like think about where you were last training camp, where you basically lost like 4 cornerbacks, and had to begin the season with 2 guys you signed off the waiver wires.
End up starting all year.
One of them had a really good season too. Yeah. So let's just hope, knock on wood, that they're lucky and they don't lose any of those guys, because from a depth standpoint, they got nothing at those positions already. So imagine having nothing and then starting with like 2 injuries there. That would be completely catastrophic for this franchise.
All right, Jordyn Brooks completes the off-season contracts, and
the trilogy of off-season.
Got them done,
and they're all.
It's a great job. They got them done.
Contract. You know, we're used to the last several years. Oh, so and so is now number 1 highest paid player's position, right? And now this is, I think he slots in at number 5 at his position.
Supposedly. Understand,
right? We have to look at.
And I warn this. I tell people all the time what's reported out about these contracts when you initially report it, and nobody double checks it, nobody cross checks it, is not accurate. I promise you, I will wager a week's salary. Jordyn Brooks is not making $17.2 million a year. What the deal is it's probably 4 years. It's a 3-year extension, but it's going to be $51 million over 4 years. They always skirt the math to make ignorant people not understand these contracts. And then, so it basically he averages out to $12.8 million a year. $35 million is probably going to be split over, I'm guessing, the first 2 years. If it's the first 3 years, then it's a phenomenal deal. When they tell you the $35 million in guaranteed money, they didn't tell you if it was fully guaranteed. So there's probably a portion of that that's guaranteed for injury, or a portion of that that's triggered on March 8th of 2027. So you always got to wait for the details. But when you looked at the details of both Aaron Brewer's deal and Devon Achan's deal, they were phenomenally team friendly, but players can still achieve it if they're good. But if players are injured, then the team can shake them down like they always do. So but the important thing is the deals got done and the players have some security. And that was what's important to Jordyn Brooks, because whenever you're a player of that status, you cannot go into a year without some security.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to have $35 million worth of security right now, where he can go and he can do everything you need. And the biggest thing that for me is, it's always got to be the guy. If the guy is the standard bearer, the guy is the flag carrier, just like Zach Sealer was last year. Jordyn Brooks is that this year. He is the standard for what they want and how they want to do it. He's the alpha male of that team. You cannot go into the year not taking care of him, because it sends a horrible message to the rest of your locker room.
I agree. That was a no-brainer for all the things, leadership. And by the way, he does the number one thing as well as anybody. That's tackle. He had more tackles than anybody in the league last year. I am with you. And bottom line, as long as he's happy, whatever you think of the contract, as you just said at the end, that's all that matters, because happy veterans are good for everybody. Young guys, it's good to see. Mm-hmm. And also it sends a nice message. Hey, man, we took our 3 or 4 best players, 3 or 4 of our best players from a year ago, and we kept them. Even with all this money lost, dead money, we found a way. We paid them because we think we can turn this around quickly, and we want to let you guys know that it can happen for you too. A lot of good messages.
Absolutely. And here's the thing about all this dead cap, and I know you're obsessed with the dead cap, Joe, because a lot of money is going to a lot of players who are not on this team. When you look at
nobody should be happy with that, including that monster amount of money not too far from here in a different state
in Atlanta, and it's probably going to be having a dynamic season as a starting quarterback. You're going to be paying the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, and let's hope that Malik Willis puts up comparable numbers to Tua. I know Tua is probably going to fade in December.
You think Tua is going to have a dynamic season?
I definitely think he's going to have a dynamic season.
So you're saying he'll stay healthy and
all the
things that we worried about. We'd be worrying about here if he was here, right?
Yeah, this is going to be the typical Dolphins. We let him go, and look what he did over there, and and then compared to what. That's my hope, that Malik Willis has a comparable season or a respectable season, or gives you hope. Because otherwise it's going to be like, oh, do these guys know what they're doing? And yes, Tua was not really going to take this franchise anywhere, but we also know that Malik Willis probably won't take this franchise anywhere right this very minute. So he needs more talent.
I don't know if they're going to be playing with the same talent offensively, to be fair.
No. They're not going to be playing with the same talent. But
so that's got to be brought up, yes.
Yeah. To your point, Joe, yes, they took a huge financial hit this year. But as I always say, outside of Tua Tagovailoa, they're not paying anybody a dime. Well, Tua's getting his $54 million, but they're not paying anybody anything. That money has already been spent. It's just finagling the cap numbers. Steve Ross isn't writing a check right now. He's got a small, tiny little payroll. And in next year, they'll have $99 million in cap space right now. And probably a little bit more when the Jordyn Brooks deal gets factored in. And then you could build whatever you feel like you want to build. And the question is, will they build it responsibly? And we're
going to find out, but we're going to have to give them some time. And it's hard right now to ask our fan base the last thing they want to hear right now is give them time, but we have to give them time. Tell them to take patience pills. Like, how many do I have to take?
Yeah.
They bring up those numbers, that 26 number and all that stuff. Anyway, hey, Omar, I gotta let you run, brother. Thank you so much. I haven't been doing real well with the format here. So
yeah, Joe, you've been saying that for 10 years. Nobody's paying attention to you.
Part of the show, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the format.
Really bad. I think the big guy's in town right now. All right, thank you, Omar.
You are the big guy, Joe. You are the big guy.
You got that right. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I remember the days where they named the radio station after you, Joe.
I wasn't going anywhere. They didn't have to do that for 2 months. There's no reason to do that. Thank you, Omar. Appreciate it, man. Take care of yourself. We'll see you in a couple of days out there. Hey, man.
Thanks, Omar.
See here.
Talk to you later.
Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. If you haven't done it and you're still looking around and you're not sure, listen, they're going to take good care of you. The Windows Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with zero down, no interest, no payments for a year. That should help. Older leaky roof, replace your roof now. You can pay later. Plus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, roof repairs ready to help you out as well. They got a team of that now too. So if you just want it fixed to get you through hurricane season, they can do that for you. Hey, Best Part Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window install. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today and keep your home protected. Whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. Loctite Impact is the name you need to remember when you're looking around. Call today, 954-500-LOCK. Let that great staff that sits in that room, nice, knowledgeable people that can help you get started with Loctite. Or go to LoctiteImpact.com, ready to make sure you have a great experience during hurricane season.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Lock.
Well, it is going to be nice to see camp out there and something we haven't had for a few years. And that's go out there and see guys in certain drills and not in certain drills. And you realize, what do they call that thing? The hold in. You're there,
the
but
hold in, you're there, but
you
got
can't
a
go.
hamstring.
I'm not going to do that drill because I don't have my new contract. And then every day your coach has to stand up and go, Mike, any word on such and such's contract? It's obvious he's not real happy. And we've had that the last few years. They have all their guys that are due new contracts. Now, Patrick Paul's going to be on deck, but he needs one more year.
Well,
he's going into his third year
now.
But the other guys are done. The three guys, I didn't know if they could do it. Jordyn Brooks is done. Obviously, Brewer got his done, and Achane was the first one to get it done. And they signed him. They were happy with him because they could have held out, not enough money, and that's all that matters. Everybody looks at, and I know Omar likes to do this, and he's right about probably never going to see $51 million. And he's hoping to play his ass off for 2 years and then go out and get another contract that's going to allow him to make more money. And that's the mindset. But for right now, those guys know they got a lot of money coming in the next 2 years. That's all they want. They want to know that if they get injured this year, they got money to back them up the following year. And so it just takes off. And they're the guys that happen to be, especially Brewer and Brooks, are really good leaders and really good players. I mean, they were all pro players. And Achane is 24 years old.
Well, all three of them fit into the timeline of this team. 28. Brooks is turning 29. Brewer's 28. Achane 24. So you look at a 3-year cycle that every team in today's world lives on, right, and they're right there. And I know you said it, leaders. They're leaders. I get it. They're responsible, but they're all pro players. They're good. Now they're not.
It's hard to be a leader if you're not a good player.
Yeah, and they're.
That was Perk's article. Remember when Perk did that? I hope we have leaders, and he named 3 Hall of Famers.
About leaders.
Poor Perk.
Poor
Perk got killed.
Then everybody will look at you what you're doing right, and
that is good.
Your words matter. Then
when you're really good and you say something, people listen a lot more than running down on a kickoff and the 52nd guy on the 53-man roster and telling guys what they should do.
Now, none of those guys are at what you would call the premier positions, the real impact positions: cornerback, edge rusher, quarterback, tackle, even wide receiver now in today's world. But so what? You have a nice foundational players, and you better go out and get some of the other guys.
Let me ask you. We got some positions of concern. Cornerback, not a lot of experience. Pass rushers, little concern, should be. And wide receiver, do we have? I know we don't have a 1. Do we have a 2? Do we have something? We need somebody you can go to. You need a receiver you can trust. Not a tight end, but a true receiver in a slot or outside. One of those guys. They're all going to have to make some plays, but we're trying to find which of those 3 positions are you most concerned with?
Yes.
Yes, 1,
well,
yes, 2, and yes,
I would
3.
say edge rusher.
Yeah.
Because you can find receivers. You hope, not ones, but you out of that cast
we got a little spoiled. One thing we did get a little spoiled around here last 3 years. Yeah. Those 2 guys on the outside.
And that's the defense has to honor their speed or their talent. Right now, the defense doesn't have to honor anything, and so but the edge rusher to me is the hardest one to find. They have a cornerback number 1 pick. You hope he's good.
Yeah.
So, but the edge rusher, they're just it's a tryout camp.
I'm a little concerned at wide receiver because I think they're going to stack the line now. And hey, we can't have Achane have one of these 200-yard games, and he has them. But it's not just running, pass receiver. He's had a lot of. He came up a little bit short. I think he had 1,800 yards last year total. But we know he can catch the ball in the backfield. So they got to make sure so that's going to give, to me, that balances things up for receivers when you're stacking the line going, we don't think you guys can beat us outside. We like our matchups with your guys.
Wouldn't you a few times a game put Achane out wide just to screw up the defense, just to play
Oh,
with
they'll
them.
do everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got to move him around.
He's got to move outside. He spent. Mike did it. Mike, whatever you think of Mike, Mike did a great job with Achane. That guy averaged 5.7 yards per carry, and all I hear is everybody ripped the offensive line last year. Well, they got to get some credit for something.
Well, he did.
It can't just be the head coach that dialed it up. But his numbers, 5.7 yards per carry for number one running back, is friggin' impressive.
Led the league in that. He also led it in yards after contact, 4.11. Yeah. So he was getting hit, and he was, one thing, one of the many things Achane has proved is he's durable. He takes hits and he still plays. Yeah. And that just missed one for his size, right. that was a surprise.
Well, listen, we got to go to break. We've got 8 o'clock hour coming up. We got all kinds of stuff. We got the LeBron watch going on here, and somebody in social media must have got really excited yesterday going, I can't wait for LeBron. Let's send it out.
They were leaning over to get something, and they hit that send button by mistake.
LeBron, it's coming soon, Miami Heat fans. It's coming soon. Anyway, we'll have more on that. Anyway, right now we want to talk to you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Before we get to the 8 o'clock hour, check out this incredible Chevy lineup of trucks, and I mean really impressive trucks. Chevy Colorado with its capable meets comfortable, from the Colorado Custom to the ZR2. Got everything you could ever want. All the expectations it'll live up to. But let's get to the Chevy Silverado, from the Custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Really, it's like we've made a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. Like a Chevy Silverado HD. You can choose from the powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match, or go to the big boy, the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. So for the best of life with a truck, boy, we got one perfect for you. Chevy's got a Florida truck waiting for you to take a test drive and get a great deal today. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers. 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Together, let's drive.
AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station, the home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Miami, you go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. The Dolphins and Jordyn Brooks have agreed to a 3-year, $51.3 million extension. The Heat accidentally posted a scheduled live stream link titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference on their YouTube page with a date of July 27th. Spokesperson says social media team was preparing for the event in case it happened and deleted the link. Marlins lost again to the Astros, this time 5-3. They play again tonight at 8:10. And Inter Miami back in action, 7:30, new stadium against the Chicago Fire. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures around 90 with a very low chance of rain. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
And welcome back here for the 8 o'clock hour. Dave Hyde's in with us this morning. By the way, before we go any further, you got to promote this thing, man. It is so good what you're doing now. And you're doing all this stuff that you were doing at the Sun Sentinel, and do more of it. And you can do it when you feel like it, but it's got great stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
This Don Shula stuff's been fantastic.
Substack, it's called. I'm writing columns on Substack, and you Google my name in Substack, or it's an app. And what happens is I write the column, same as always, and I put it on there. But you sign up, you hit the subscribe button, and every day that I write a column, it'll be delivered to you by email. So it's real
fresh.
simple. Yeah, it's real simple.
How many times you write in a week?
Same, writing probably 4 a week, right?
Okay.
Four things a week. Yesterday I wrote on rookies going to camp and sort of telling the story. They need a surprise. You know, what we talked to Omar about that. And I told the story.
We're all going to have favorite guys. It's good, though. Yeah, I like that.
But they need a Zach Thomas, a Larry Izzo.
Totally agree.
You know, if they're going to build through the draft. So I went down in the Substack column through the guys and just said the 13 draft picks. And here's who they are. Here's what to hope. And so, but, you know, somewhere in training camp, you need someone to say, wow, look at that guy. Yeah. That could be somebody special.
You know, it's funny you said that. And the rookies are in their second day, and the vets will all be in the full squad next week. But the two best players right now need to be Caden Proctor and Chris Johnson, your first-round picks, 13th and 30th picks in the draft. Those need to be your two best players. But I am with you, whether it's a Kyle Lewis coming through, whether it's one of those receivers, what you need one or two of those guys to jump out. And Omar talks a lot about this, and you're talking about it. Whether it's a 4th, 5th, or 6th-round pick, you need somebody to go, damn, that guy, he's playing like a 2nd-round pick.
And you know what hasn't happened around here in so long that I remember Jason Taylor. When Jason Taylor was in training camp, he was the talk of training camp because who is this guy? What is it? I did a big, long story on him in training camp because all of a sudden everybody realized, wow, this guy could be something special. And, you know, I remember the Bill Parcells line, puppies bite. You know, you expect your puppies to bite, and meaning the young draft kids, if they're really good, you're going to notice them. And I'm a believer in that.
No. He's a 3rd-round pick out of a small school in Akron. Had a chip on his shoulder that he might as well weigh 270. He had a chip of a guy that played defensive end that was 270 instead of 230 something. And it never left. It never left. And he ended up, there's a great example. Jimmy hit on
who was the cornerback taken before him that year was Patrick Surtain, because he had his choice. Maybe it was Sam Madison that year.
He had Zach and he had Jason.
And then Larry Izzo, undrafted. He became an all-pro special
teams player. One of Mike Westhoff's favorite guys. Yep.
Yeah. So, but you're right. That core of 4 defensive guys for a decade carried the Dolphins.
Played a long time. For not winning anything, that group was pretty damn good. Yeah, that was that core of guys with Tim Bowens in the middle was really good group, no question about it. So anyway, I'm with you. I'm with you. You got 13 guys. This can't be a 2 or 3 draft guy where you're going, all right, 2 or 3 guys we hit on. Hey, Omar, I liked what Omar had to say, and we'll have it later in the show if you missed it. I've been on this too about last year's draft. They all played a lot of football. Very unusual to see how many guys. You forget every guy played a lot of football. By the end of the year, Biggers and Hewer were both playing your 2 last draft picks. Hewer starts 3 games for Tua. That's how bad Tua was. It put another guy in there for the shot that I haven't taken.
There you go. I saw it on the message board, Joe. You got your daily shot in at Tua.
So that was for him. Second of all, but then Biggers comes in and has been great. Biggers looks like him. And now they're saying, hey, this big, long guy might be able to play outside a little bit. So I'm really looking, besides the 13, these guys, because these are their guys, the GM and head coach's guys. But I think Chris's last draft is important to this team. I got a pretty good feel the 2 defensive tackles inside are going to be good players. I think Trader's going to be a really good player. How many of those guys going to pan out from last year?
Well, they're still on that trail of hope they have around them, right? The perfume of hope that they can get the ceiling that you'd hope. That Trader, 5th round pick, if he starts at safety as expected now, that's a good pick, right? But
we get a couple 5th round picks.
Nobody really stood out where you'd say this could be somebody special.
Last year. It was a very slow growing draft class, talent-wise. You were waiting. All got off to a bad start. The whole D-line to start with. Hell, we're giving up 200 yards a game. And, I see Zach Sealer going, hey.
I was just thinking that. Zach's
like, hey, now I'm looking bad. What are we doing here, But Zach, hey, in fairness to Zach Sealer, talking to him more than any other player, they're going to be fine. They're getting better, Joe. We get on the plane. He look at me. We're getting better, man. Don't give up. He's telling me.
There's a guy who developed from nothing, and talk to him. Confidence, these young guys.
Yeah,
getting confidence that you can play at this level
that's part of the thing. And by the way, we've had a lot of guys around here lose confidence early and go into the crapper. I like to say the S word, but I've gotten in trouble and written up for it. But where they lose their confidence and they're done. First time in their careers they dominate in college or get away with whatever their bad habits are. They get away with it. You get here, and if you don't do it and you don't get better and you don't grow, you get chewed up and you get in a funk. And this is what happens. These guys, you brought up some names of guys that we drafted that we took high draft picks that should be starting and in the prime of their careers right now. 2 cover corners you mentioned. Neither guy worked out.
Cam Smith, and again, for this new regime to show, okay, it's going to be different. Okay, there's a cornerback. They invested in a cornerback. They invested in a offensive lineman a tackle. He's playing guard this year, but they took him 12th overall to be a tackle. They're the 2 positions that have been problem positions for the Dolphins for years. So let's hear great front and center to show things are different.
You know what? I always say this, and my expectations aren't high for this group, but I really look forward to seeing what everybody looks like with the system, how they're being used when we practice against other teams and in those preseason games. I always find myself really excited to see, who's that guy going to be, and you guys and. There's a lot of pressure on first-round picks. Let's not forget, I always start with that, and I do it too much like Omar does too much at the low picks. But I do agree, man, with all these draft picks, we need some guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round to pan out and be good players.
Yeah, look, if you're going to build through the draft, which these guys are, that's the right thing. But it's sort of deja vu all over again. We've heard that before, right? So for it to work, you got to have some of these guys come through.
Yeah.
Like, to me, you talk second-year players, Kenneth Grant. Okay, there's a defense. He showed signs that maybe there's something there. Flickers at the end of last year where, okay, I see something. So
this could be a big jump for him, man. Obviously, he's got a ton of talent. One of the top defensive tackles in the draft the year before. We need to see more of it. We need to see more of it to what you're saying. I totally agree. Hey, by the way, Panthers and Heat. This is going to be fun, man. And boy, I'll tell you what, whether you're a Panther fan or a Heat fan, and we're still waiting to see what this LeBron decision, this thing's been totally amazing of what it's done to everybody down here, let alone all over the NBA. Anybody that covers it right now, trying to figure out what this guy's going to do. And yesterday, just kind of little social media mishap here, and it's getting more exciting. See, because some people, no matter what you tell them this morning, they think the Heat accidentally.
You thought there was a conspiracy. You thought so.
I thought the guy messed up.
Dan Day thought.
I thought they were told to send it out in a couple days when it was all going to happen, and LeBron said, "Hey, sit on this for a couple days. I have to do a few things."
But it makes no sense.
No,
LeBron would tell a team 6 days ahead of time.
Yeah.
Hey, or that's the press conference would have been January 22nd.
So you know how we think.
July 22nd.
You know how we think.
I know how we
By the way, why'd ESPN make it their number one story at the top of their list today?
Because they have nothing else to talk about for LeBron, but they need to talk about LeBron. So for the past 2 weeks, nobody's had anything really to say. Look at the prediction markets and the odds. Now I hear Cleveland's back on top. A few days ago, the Heat were back on top. For a while, Golden State was on top of the odds to get LeBron. No one has anything to add.
I got to give LeBron credit, man. Between he and his agent.
Do you think he knows where he wants to go right now? And
I do, but a lot of people don't. Now I hear people go, he's going back and forth between two teams, and I don't know here. And I don't know.
I think by now he has to know.
I think he knows.
Does he know 95%?
He looked really good down here in South Florida.
He'd fit perfect. Everything fits perfectly. From the Heat need him. The Heat need a creative ball handler at the end of games who creates plays. They don't have that. The other teams have it. Philadelphia has 2 or 3 guys like that, depending. So they don't need his talent. Cleveland has Devon Mitchell. So they don't need that. The Heat need that desperately.
The only thing is if he's already made up his mind or did a long time out, hey, I want to come home and play.
That's different. That's different.
If he does the old, I want to go home here at the end and see, be where I'm comfortable and got my nice home not too far from there.
Play with a coach who blew a couple playoff games last year. Play with a beard who
didn't he say? Is he the one? He said, "No matter what, we outplayed him." Look at these numbers. Was that him or is that somebody else?
That was.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, you need to leave those numbers alone, man. Okay, right now they're not helping you. You lost. Okay, it's an L. No matter what those numbers tell you, you lost. Blew a 20-something point lead, which apparently a lot of people did to the Knicks last year. My God, they were special, no question. All right, we got to go to break here, man. We got more stuff to get to here. When we come back, the SEC, man, is making threats. They are talking about, I don't know enough about this. They are talking about having a new bill on the Senate floor by next week. That would be quick for something in the big part of what's going on in the world right now, that they could get something out that quickly for a sport. That would be impressive. And get it figured out where everybody was happy. Because the bill right now, SEC and Big Ten are not happy. They're going, no. Hey, Nick, nice 10-minute speech to everybody. Great. Nah, we're not signing off. You forgot to ask us. That doesn't work, man. That's not going to work.
What aren't they happy about? It's money. I get that. But I trying to read through what Stanky's saying.
I don't think they like the 1-year free agency thing. I think they want to be able to have more money for, I was just reading some of these things. They want to be able to have more money to keep their own guys and a separate amount of money for transfer portal. I don't think the big conferences, I thought the money be more of an issue. I don't think it is. But they want the other things. When they make a decision, local courts can't flip it when something happens. So there's a core of things that that the Big Ten and SEC are looking out for the Big Ten and SEC, number one. That's their job, to look out for their schools, right? And make as much money. They got the two biggest TV contracts.
Sure. They
making a lot more than the ACC is. So, an ACC tied into a long-term deal.
That was so dumb what they did. And now
might have looked good at the time.
And in today's world, with the changing streaming and all the money, you don't lock into, what was that, like a 20-year deal or something? It was like
I don't know, it's 20, I was going to say 2036 or something, maybe. Yeah, it was a long time deal. All right, summer's here, and I always tell you about Dr. Berry and the great work they're doing for men out there right now and women. They're going through some hard times, breakups in relationships, loss of job. Things happen, man. Get you off the road a little bit. Sometimes your buddies can help you, and you get going again. You're just down a little bit, but you bounce back. But a lot of times you don't. And that's why Dr. Berry's team at Recovery Unplugged has your back. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space for you to heal with music-based care that hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Listen, I spent some time there. It's very impressive, very private, and it really is. If you're having some trouble getting back on the road, feeling good again, we'd love to get rid of that depression and anxiety, or at least get it under control. This summer, think about Recovery Unplugged. Dr. Bear and his staff are impressive. This summer, heal out loud. Welcome back, and a good morning to everybody. As we've once again, man, been all over the board. I wish I had some better news for the Marlins, who got one more game left today against the Astros. It's actually tonight because they got tomorrow off, so it's not sprint home and play a game. But 8 straight losses. I was bragging about, oh my God, you're 10 games over. You got to be looking at making some moves and before the trade deadline, which is coming up in August 3rd, I believe. I never saw, there was no signs of this. They were winning close games. They're getting great pitching, everything. They're playing well defensively, pitching through I know they got a couple guys banged up, but the pitching been really good. And then, and you've seen everything bad when you lose 8 straight.
Yeah, you've seen a mix. Initially, it was the hitters weren't hitting. I think 5 or 6 games they had 2 or fewer runs, but then Pete Fairbanks blew up in a close, and that's been a problem all year.
Yeah, the Milwaukee 3-run homer was a killer.
And then last year they're down 5-0, and Joe Mack hit a home run, 9th home run. So there's a good story.
There's a nice story.
Good story, but 8 straight losses. That's this is sort of, how do you stop it?
Well, all of a sudden you find yourself 52-50. Sandy Alcantara's on the mound today, with one last chance to get a road win before coming back home for 6 games, by the way. And it's a good series of baseball with the Padres, who have not played very well. Padres have been one of the top 3 or 4 disappointments in baseball. And then the Phillies come in town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll be in town. We'll be telling you about a lot of promotions and things that they have going on.
What do you do if you're Bruce Sherman, you're the owner? Do you like we talked about 10 days ago, you were buyers. Now are you, okay, let's put this on hold and see where this goes for the next couple of weeks?
Well, they got a lot of good players. I don't want to get rid of any of the good young players. Okay, I'm not even saying get rid of Marcy, who's in center field struggling. I think his batting average is 192. I sound like I do Marcy shows. I'm ripping him every day at center field. But he by far has been your biggest disappointment so far, because he was a guy, and let me know, Jamie, if you disagree. Jamie's
him and Fairbanks have been the 2
Fairbanks
biggest.
would be right up there.
Fairbanks has been
just because the investment in him.
I was going to say the same thing.
That's true. No, that's fair.
And it's what's his record? 3-5 now.
3-5, but take that with a grain of salt. His ERA is in the mid-7s.
Yes.
Like that's worst on the
which
team.
For a closer, those numbers are just brutal. 3-5, you shouldn't be involved in that many decisions. And
he's given up 8 home runs in 30 innings. Like, not good.
No. Ouch. But anyway, so I don't know. I don't know what happens. I'm guessing this 6 games huge coming home, right? You start dipping the other way.
Yes.
But that being said, they're only a half game out of the wild card.
Yeah.
So they're still right in the mix.
Well, there's a lot more teams now that are right there knocking on the door. You got 5 or 6 teams now going, hey, we're not out of this. You're dancing around 500. The old Marlins decided they wanted to come back. All right. And so we'll.
But here's who you want on the mound tonight. Don't you want Alcantara to say?
He should have had a win the last time he pitched.
He's pitched well. I mean, here's sort of he's been around, and things have got to be getting a little tight in the clubhouse now. So he's a perfect guy to put out there.
So we've been talking. Listen, man, this is reality. It's going on. TV struggling. Local TV is struggling. We're seeing papers. Dave, how many writers are we down to? Sports writers, help me out, because we're
4
talking
at the
sport.
Sun Sentinel, I believe.
Palm Beach is 3.
3 or 4, and the Herald has 7.5 writers.
Okay,
one guy's half editor, half writer. So that's why they cover more. They can cover more than anybody else down there.
They've been doing it. And TV, listen, it's cut back, and you turn on TV and you go, "Ooh, I don't recognize that guy," and it's changed a lot. It has. And our businesses, listen, we used to have 3 guys sitting in this studio for half my career, three of us sitting around here and yelling and screaming at each other. And and it's changed. Like everything's changed. The business has changed, especially in local sports. It just has. Everything has changed. And now we see it hit ESPN. Ryan Clark. I thought they were talking about Ryan Clark a year earlier as one of the stars of won an award. They were talking about, a guy that really got into it and was not afraid to give strong opinions, and people really liked it. Obviously, he's a really good player with Pittsburgh, but they said that was just the beginning, and boy, they weren't kidding. They hit a little bit of everything. Carl Ravitch, who's been around baseball for 33 years or so. Cam Newton, who brought his podcast and knowledge and stirred it up pretty good on the shows.
Tom Pelissero, who's an NFL insider.
Right.
He was
right. I watch NFL Network a lot. And David Lloyd, been there. Charles Davis, who does mostly off-season stuff for NFL Network with draft, was Charles.
You had him on.
I had Charles on a lot.
Yeah.
Charles did the CBS. He was on the CBS team for NFL football, and now he's going to be the lead guy for college football for CBS. Actually, for me, man, he's got to be excited. I think he'll be great at that. So anyway, and Bart Scott also. Can't wait. Bart Scott, Jets.
Hey, everybody gets cut in sports, right? Look, and I'm right there with this group. So that's part of the sports business anymore.
Yeah, no.
In fact, it's part of every business right now. The layoffs.
Right. We don't talk about the other guys in
the real
work and other things that are going on.
But do you think Ryan Clark is sort of the headline story because he's the biggest name, or because he got laid off in the middle of a show?
So Ryan Clark's got three parts to him. And Ryan, of course, does a real successful podcast, The Pivot with Channing. Those guys, they kill it.
That's a great show, yeah.
Great, fantastic. And, Channing's a rock star. But Ryan, with that, he's very knowledgeable. But he went on a show with a guy that didn't play, and people bringing it up. And I know it bothers guys that didn't play when you say you shouldn't talk about this because you never played the game. Anything with that.
You can say that to me, Joe. I will not take offense to that.
Well, I didn't play enough to really, nor was I good enough to be able to tell somebody about that. So anyway, but
that's not true.
And the other part is, I thought Ryan Clark was really good. Like, you need some, like, he was not afraid to say stuff about how guys acted or anything else. But I just think the biggest thing for him that they picked him out, they were talking, he was lead guy in a lot of shows and they were using him for a lot of stuff. And, but I think that for a guy that it looks like they really like the guy, came over from NFL Network. And, I think that really, that didn't go over real big with management over there. But, I don't know, man, those guys all have done a lot of good stuff, but they had to get rid of some people, right?
There's just when you merge companies, there's overlap. And
well, I knew the football guys, they were not going to keep all the NFL Network guys, and all the ESPN NFL guys were not going to make it when they can do crossover and do all the different things that they're doing. But Ryan's going to be fine, man. Ryan Clark's going to get another job, and he's got that pivot, and that thing does really, really well. Those guys, listen, you got Channing on that show and allows Ryan, because Channing truly doesn't care. He will say and do whatever.
And he has great stories.
He's got the best story. He's done stuff that sticks in my friggin' brain. Sometimes I'll just his name will come up about something, and I'll just start laughing. And I'll think, he just his timing and stuff that he says, and he gets away with because of his personality.
It's amazing the money in podcasting now. On Netflix, they have a whole row of, you turn it on and they have movies and and recently watched, and then it's podcasts, and it goes on.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. Is that on Netflix? I saw that, or Amazon. I'm not sure which one, but I did see that. They had all the podcasts. I was like, damn.
All the sports guys. There's people, okay, I won't be that guy. I won't be that guy. I won't be that guy.
Right. Hey, Dave, we got to go to break here, man, as we continue on this morning. I got to tell you, you got me on that Don Shula story. I swear, 347 wins is like, when you say Don Shula, and you've been around here, you go 347 wins. It's just, and the number I have patches at home that they gave out that said 347 wins. I took a couple home.
I'm going to be calling up some NFL guys here later, some old time, to explain.
I don't think they ever changed
how they
that.
lost his.
He has 2 more wins. I don't think he's going to get them back.
We're gonna. It's a crusade, Joe.
It's taken too long. They'll never
Give him
change.
His damn wins back. He was upset about it. So I'm gonna bear the torch here and see what happens.
I've seen him. I've seen him when he's on a mission. He had a great success rate when he was on a mission to get something done. Something he didn't.
I'm not going to use the language he would use, though.
Oh yeah. By the way, that's how you get your point across. You throw a couple F-bombs in there while you're rolling, and that does it. Hey, I want to tell you about something really important here in South Florida. Chapman Partnership and the work they do. I love talking about Chapman Partnership. They provide for the homeless so much more than just coming off the streets and grab a warm meal and grab a bed for the night. No. They're doing so much. And I know when people hear homeless, they think of the guy in the corner that bugs you every day and knocks on your window and wants money and wants this. And you're going, oh, my God, here they go again. No. This is a great success program I'd love telling everybody about. Chapman Partnership is changing lives daily in our community by going beyond shelter and providing caring support and all these wraparound services and programs that they have put together. I mean, about half the 800 that stay in the facilities, it's families, first of all. So we have a lot of kids in there. But, boy, all the different programs really set you up. First of all, we have mental health doctors, dentists, all donate their time to come in and help, which has really helped out. And then on top of that, help them find jobs, find a place to live. That's the goal. It's not just a place to live the rest of your life. Chapman Partnership set up for 3 to 4 months of rehab, I call it, and then helping you get back on your feet, find a job, find a place to live, start feeling good about yourself, getting your confidence back on somebody that takes a chance on you, and that's what Chapman Partnership has been able to do. Really is one of my favorite charities that really makes a difference in our community through the workforce development. Is just one of the many services and programs that they've put together in Miami. Any level of support is so impactful. Let's help support families and individuals overcoming homelessness at Chapman here in 2026. I'm telling you a lot of different ways. If you're looking for a charity to get involved with, Chapman Partnership would love to see you. We'd love it if you could donate some money. Go online to chapmanpartnership.org. Thank you. And we are back, man. College and pro football. Well, the NFL already, rookies in camp. And, of course, college football will be starting up here real soon as we got our ACC and SEC meetings and Big Ten. And a lot of them are going on right now. Some of them are over. So I mentioned this before if you're just joining us. Pat Narduzzi, head coach of the Pitt Panthers. And he's done a nice job there, right? He's had some good years in the ACC. Came out and said that Mario Cristobal went after his quarterback, called his quarterback. And the quarterback came to him and said, hey, coach, got a great offer from Miami. I need to make more money if I'm going to stay here, or I'm thinking about going. So Narduzzi gets together with the people with the money, and obviously most important position in any of your sports, by the way, is quarterback. Like we always say in the NFL, well, the most important one in a college program is your quarterback. I guess they match whatever they perceive the price to be that Miami was offering. Now, I don't know if this is true because I don't know if it's told by the agent or if it was told by the quarterback. And all these players have agents now, as I found out a couple weeks ago. I didn't realize everybody. You can't do anything without the agent. Seriously.
Well, I was at a show at a clinic Malachi Tony put on, and his agent was out there. It was a great clinic. Malachi Tony reaching out in the community, and it's great that at his
but that's
age,
the world we're in. It was never.
And Narduzzi, get used to it. That's the world you're living in now.
Well, I'm glad you said that because look, the transfer portal and tampering are real. Yes, everybody's been whining about. There's nothing you can do about it. When I hear, because I heard Miami say, yeah, we had to redo some contracts and give big raises because if we didn't, we had people calling our guys. Everybody can get a hold. A lot of these marketing guys represent guys on all these teams. You want to get into the real problem. NFL agents are marketing people. Drew Rosenhaus, who's one of the biggest agents and a friend of mine, also has a marketing department of guys that go out and get NIL deals for their players. That's part of their job. And the other part, if we're to tell the truth, is if you're not happy where you are, you want your guy to look around to see what's out there, these guys can do that.
And if these agents don't get involved with these guys in colleges, it used to be you wait till they turn pro, obviously.
Not now.
They have to become involved with them in college.
And I'm guessing the guys that do these deals are getting them sweetheart deals. These guys are saying, hey, I want you to represent me. I'm going to be a first, second, or third round pick, or wherever you go. Carson Beck, third round. Cam Ward, first round. So yeah, these guys, it's going to get dirty. It just, I don't know how, but the transfer portal and tampering are connected, and they have been connected. And Narduzzi's been through this before because he was one of the original coaches to complain when he lost the best receiver at the time. He had what's a receiver for Minnesota? Their second receiver went to USC, transferred from Pitt to USC.
Addison.
That's right. Addison was the guy. So he lost him. I lost him because USC's paying him millions of dollars. Right. You did lose him because they're paying him millions of dollars. And so, and he calls the guy out like Pat. This is what's going on, man. This is the world we live in. I get it. I'm not saying Pat made it up. But like the transfer portal and tampering, everybody's doing to everybody. And now nobody gets in trouble. So, of course, they're going to do it.
I thought Dave brought up a good point. Like this quarterback just walks in and is like, if you can't match this offer, I'm out. Like they're not making a big enough deal about how he was just ready to just bail on Pitt because of money.
It's like any other job, right?
Right.
If the radio station down the row offers you double your salary, what are you going to do? You're going to the boss here and say, and why? Look, there's that much money involved. The real issue is there's so much money involved. For years, colleges, we didn't have the money.
You can't do this in the NFL.
Well, you're under
a 3-year contract. You can't go in year one go, hey, I think I'll play this.
There's a question. Should Do colleges really want to sign players to contracts? Do you want an 18-year-old? Do you want to sign him to a 3-year, $10 million contract? Do you want to do that?
That's a great question, because I'll tell you what, if the guy looks like he can't play after 1 year,
yes,
and we whiffed on this guy, he's not as good as we thought. He didn't play. They're going to miss on guys. Every recruiting class is a little bit like the old draft world. You're not going to hit on every guy.
Well, 18-year-old, they're not even developed. I mean, to the point, okay, you were expecting him to get. What if he doesn't get there? What if he just reached his ceiling already at 18?
Okay, so the other side of this is coaches say, hey, just a heads up. I know you're making good money here, but you're not going to play. Now, I can't run you out of here, but I'm just telling you, if this is about football, you need to go somewhere else. And most guys leave. They're going, yeah, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to be here. We've had some guys who are good, big name guys that have taken off. We've lost a couple of guys from Chaminade who I think they just kind of disappeared. I thought Trader was going to be really good. I don't even know what happened to Trader. I don't even know where he is. From Chaminade, super talented receiver, super talented. I watched him run routes. I go, oh my God, is he going to be good? And they lost the safety from Chaminade, who was a 4-star guy. He took off, and I watched him pick up. I was at practice one day, and he takes one in the end zone and runs it back for a touchdown in a drill. And I was like, oh my God, is he going to be good? And they go, well, we got to see. And guys couldn't get it figured out full time.
But what do you think of Narduzzi? Is he right to complain about his quarterback being, recruited?
I think everybody's rolling their eyes like, look at, man, I don't know, Pat, where you've been living, but this is what's going on. We had the Clemson coach was mad at the Ole Miss coach. He goes, my guy's in class, and they called him. My guy's going to class, and he gets a text from the Ole Miss head coach. That ain't right, brothers. I mean, remember, he got all – I just went a little
right, that's pretty good.
But he got
that's
all –
how Dabo sounds.
Dabo was just all fired up like, how dare you? And I'm like, hey, Dabo, welcome to the world of transfer portal and tampering.
Well,
the TNT program is alive and well across the country.
Dabo's living in the 1990s
Not now.
for a while there.
He got 17 transfer portal guys this year. He joined the flag. He says, I saw the light. So I saw the other Christian light a long time ago, but I see the other light. You got to have transfer portal guys.
Yeah, the guys who were complaining Dabo didn't want to live in this world. And look, Pitt isn't at the level of a Miami, just from the money they're putting in the program and the ability to recruit players. And this is the only way at some point they grow frustrated and they fight back by publicizing it.
It's I get the frustration,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You put work into this guy and you're developing, you're planning the team, the hopes, and then he comes and says, hey, I got double the contract offer from this other school.
And it happens.
I love it. I love the players can do that now.
And it's that position. And I guess he's pretty good. He's a pretty good freshman. Was he a freshman quarterback last year? I think he's going to be a sophomore, maybe a junior. He goes in and what do? You got to go, give me time. Give me time to match it, because I don't really have a guy after you that I feel good with. Anyway, we got 9 o'clock hour coming up. Yeah, man. Hey, just so you know, spread the word. Transfer portal and tampering are alive and well. And you know what? It's okay, because nobody gets in trouble for any of it. Nobody. Worst thing you do is you pay the other school a few bucks for the contract. That's what you have to do. Oh, you had a contract? Yeah, you want that? Okay, we'll pay that. It's going to be worth it because we think that guy's really good.
We never hear those 4 letters anymore, NCAA. You never hear them anymore, like they're going to come down on somebody or
– No power. They've been beaten up at every angle. They lose everything. People are hoping the lawsuit comes so they can go against the NCAA. Yeah, that's a problem. I'll tell you who it's not a problem. It's talking about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Boy, you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt. Call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, 561 441-2730. You can call or text him. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. He's been helping Floridians for over 30 years. Looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call him on a cell phone or text him again, 561-441-2730. 561-441-2730. Listen, Michael Kotze's about great service. I tell everybody, and get you approved in half the time of the big banks. There's just getting it done fast, and nobody does it better than Michael. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
champions, home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball, and now the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and we want a low price. You save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. The Heat say they accidentally posted a scheduled live stream link titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference on their YouTube page with a date of July 27th. Spokesperson says social media team was preparing for the event in case it happened, then deleted the link. Dolphins and Jordyn Brooks have agreed to a 3-year, $51.3 million extension. $35 million is guaranteed. Marlins lost to the Astros 5-3. They try to avoid the sweep tonight at 8:10. And Inter Miami back in action, MLS action to be exact, against the Chicago Fire tonight, 7:30. Lionel Messi and Rodrigo de Paul will not be playing. They are resting in Argentina following the World Cup. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures around 90 with a very, very slight chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
And we are back for the 9 o'clock hour. Thanks for being with us, by the way. We appreciate it. Dave Hyde's with us, going to be with us this week and some of next week as well. So
you're going to be sick of me by the end, Joe.
No.
You know, I'm going to have to.
No, I'm not. Look what you did for one guy. You brought key lime pie. He was so excited. Jamie is all in on the key lime pie now.
And Jamie,
that was some good stuff.
Jamie, I have to fess up here because we had key lime pie last night. And my wife said, "Are you going to take key lime pie in again?" No.
I only get one.
You only get one. He's on his own now.
Well, that stuff's good. Damn, that's good.
He's had the taste. If he wants it, he's going to have to go out and buy it.
All right, fair enough. I'm on my own now.
But on your way home, you can stop off Griffin Road there, and they got great key lime pies.
Is that the spot to go? The spot off
I'm
Griffin?
guessing that would be my. I mean, listen, Publix is okay. It's good.
More
I want to hear it from the expert.
More economical of Publix, but I got the one this weekend, just last night, that Joe and I liked, the Key Lime Factory, the blonde giraffe down in Tavernier.
Oh,
I picked
she's
up
tasty.
One there.
She's a tasty girl down there. That key lime pie is.
I didn't want to give you the best one, so
where was the one that you brought me?
That was Fukum's in Coconut Grove. Very good, very good.
You know what? Dave's worked at you could tell he worked at the Sun Sentinel because they do that pie thing every year. I think the key lime always win. Key lime pie. You guys always do the key lime pie place.
I don't talk about the paper anymore.
That's a good point, Dave. Thank you. Hey, forget you, Sun Sentinel.
No, I don't know that. I don't know if they do it every year. I just noticed it this year. I know they have done it before because once you get a good idea to do it, you just keep redoing
you keep going, right?
And,
you hit it.
But you know,
key lime pie is kind of our thing.
I live in
down
Miami,
here.
so a lot of the places they talked about up in North Broward, and I haven't been to.
Have you ever noticed when you go down to you go to the Keys a lot? I go to the Keys, and every little town you go into says the best key lime pie in the Keys.
That is true.
And by the way, a lot of those places are divey looking, little dives, but they're really good. And I crack up. I go, yeah, there's another one. Then you get down to Key West, and they got 2 or 3 claiming to have the best key lime pie.
They're trying to reel in the Jamies of the world who just don't. Their palate isn't, mature on the key lime.
I have noticed from all the other NFL guys that work when they come in to play the Dolphins, the number one thing they like and they take with them. Now you got something good when the guy goes, hey, I'm going to put one in my bag and eat it on the way home on the team plane. It's key lime pie.
Yeah, they have these mini key lime pies.
They have the key lime pies, and they are a big hit. They are a huge hit up there, and they all ask. And a lot of them don't eat, like they won't eat the food. They just want to get a couple key lime pies and get them through till they, eat when they get on the plane. And planes for teams usually have really good food. And so They just wait on. But that's a big hit, man. So I never take it for granted. Never have taken.
You have a key lime pie at the game every time, don't you, Joe?
No.
No, you hold off?
No, but there's a good chance we always have it at the house. And again, I got to buy myself, Dave. There's nobody eating, there's nobody eating key lime pie at that house.
No wonder why you have to play tennis a lot.
Yeah, no.
If I was the only one, if there's a whole key lime pie and me,
you know what I'm going through right now.
I'd be defeated.
And I'm trying to see, as soon as I get my weight where I want it, I start abusing. And I like Oreo cookie ice cream. Damn, it's so good. Chunks of Oreo cookie and that vanilla ice cream. Oh.
Can't get started on that because you just don't stop.
No.
Then you get a run of that and you're in trouble.
And again, I'm the only one eating it. So there's no reason to grab the bowl. Just thaw it out a little bit and 3 or 4 times. Oh my God. I didn't realize how much I ate tonight. Oh God. I was watching that movie. It was really, oh shoot. I got a little carried away. Anyway, Dave, we got a lot of things going on. We got Marlins finishing up their road trip today. Sandy Alcantara's on the mound trying to stop some serious bleeding that's going on. 8 straight losses, the most biggest losing streak of the season for the Marlins, who are just 10 games over 500. They were just 10 games over 500, and we were feeling really, really good. And now you struggle. And it's a little bit of everything. Hell, they had a triple play yesterday. Second one in the history of the I was surprised, by the way. When I see that, or somebody hits for the cycle and you hear the number, or no hitters in your organization, I'm trying to think of some of the big numbers, or somebody hits 3 home runs in a game, things that don't happen very often. But this one really shocked me because I would have figured there'd be more triple plays like the one I saw the Marlins had, 5-4-3, ground ball to third, step on it, step on third base, flip it to second, and runner not running great to first, and you get all 3 outs. No outs when it started, and you're out of the inning just like that with runners on first and second. I'm surprised that's only the second one in the history of the franchise. You would just think there'd be one of those every year, honestly.
You know what the Marlins have had a lot of is no-hitters, though. I was trying to.
We have Jamie
if the
said
internet
5.
worked
Did you
in
say
here,
5,
I would look it
Jamie?
up, but I think
4
it's 5. I think it's 5.
I'll look it up real quick, but I think it is 5.
Al Leiter had one, right? Did Al have
Leiter
one?
had one. Edison Volquez had one.
Kevin Brown have one, that miserable human being?
I'll look it up right now.
But when that run was going on, there were
man.
franchises, I think, like the Mets, who had 0 no-hitters. So it is weird the mix of 2 triple plays, to your point.
The Marlins have had 6 no-hitters.
6 no-hitters. I thought it was 6, to be honest.
Al Leiter, Kevin Brown, A.J. Burnett, Anibal Sanchez, Henderson Alvarez, and Edison Volquez.
So that's a lot for, of course, there are more. It seems like there's more no-hitters,
by the way,
in the recent times.
Through the years, they've had some great pitchers. They've had some big-time number 1 pitchers. And in some cases, number 2 pitchers on some of those staffs.
Marlins have never thrown a perfect game.
They have had some dominant pitchers in that organization going back. Josh, how about Josh against the Yankees? No bigger game.
Game 6. That was
Game 6.
You know,
controversy. They didn't wait for Game 7.
Jack McKeon just said
he didn't care. Did not care.
We're going to throw him on short rest.
But boy, you go back in the history, including a guy that died in a tragic accident, was on his way to being
Jose Fernandez. Yeah, that was
one of the great ones.
That wrecked the whole franchise too. I mean, not just emotionally and tragically, but when you look at what they were building and what they had and who they would have, he would have been around.
Hey, and then Sandy Alcantara comes in, and I mean they've had, before he hurt his arm, but they've had some through the years, going back to the playing at the football stadium, they've had some really good starting pitchers.
And I think that's the difference.
A.J. Burnett had nasty stuff.
Peter Bendix has been able to do is they've always been able to get draft pitchers, even in the dark years with Derek Jeter. Or they've been able to find pitchers, but now they're starting to find some hitters, and that's the difference in this year's Marlins.
I'm curious. I have no idea what they're going to do because I didn't expect them to find their way back to 500 like this.
You knew in a 162 game season there is going to be a stretch.
Yeah, there is.
This is the stretch, and now how can they stop it, or is it just going to lead to 8 wins leads to losing 8 straight? They lose
don't
12
have
or 13 or something.
They don't
like
have
that.
a lot of depth, and when some guys get hurt, and they've had some guys get hurt, you can see how much it's hurt them. Max is out now for 15 days. Couple weeks, he's not pitching, and he is. Speaking of first round pitchers, he's turned out to be got some nasty stuff.
This is the healthiest he's been.
Yeah,
he won 9-1. So there's one of your stoppers, potential stoppers of a bad streak, and he's not going to be out there. So you throw Sandy today. There's the other stopper for you, and you better hope he stops it.
You and I got to go out to a game. I prefer a 1:00 game though.
I only do 1:00 games.
Okay, good. All right,
let's do it.
I'd like to do that. Sit out there. Everybody likes you, so it'd be good to be with you, and saying nice things to you. Anyway, right now we got to go to break. I want to take a second though to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. It's about trucks right now, man. It is about the truck, and boy, I'll tell you what, we don't take a back seat at your South Florida Chevy dealers to anyone when it comes to trucks. I'm sorry, I know some of you might be saying something else. Not when you have a Chevy Colorado family. Yep, the Colorado Custom and the ZR2, right over to the Chevy Silverados, the Custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. You got 10 models with 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Hey, man, you can step up a hard-working truck like a Chevy Silverado HD, maybe a powerful LTZ with the premium style and substance to match, or go to the biggest with the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Man, we got a truck. You work full-time, that's how you make a living on that truck, and you don't stop till the job's done, and you need a truck to work as hard as you do. Silverado's got one for you. You need a truck for the family? We got that too. And for the toys on the weekend to get around and enjoy your truck, man, we make them all for you at your South Florida Chevy dealers. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. I tell everybody, take a test drive, sit down and get a great deal. Together, let's drive. Welcome back. Good morning to everybody. Yeah, man, this LeBron James thing.
Is it today? Is it today, Joe? Does that happen?
No, I think it's July 27th is when it's going to happen. Make the announcement. So the social media department is a big hit. They're getting a lot of pub. Maybe, by the way, maybe this was all planned by the Miami Heat.
You think so?
Maybe let's get into a little conspiracy theory.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
They call Mickey and Nick and Pat and go, hey, let's go ahead and just put this in and pull it back real fast. Get everybody talking about, hey, we are the best fit. And
you only have to worry about how one person would take it then. How would LeBron take that if he sees this? And
well, nobody has to know the truth. The social media guy takes the hit, or girl. It was my mistake. I goofed up. All right, well, let's go ahead and play off this and see if this isn't get a big mo going our way with.
You know what ESPN's saying though? I keep seeing that cycling through this. They're saying, thank God they did this because we have nothing else to talk about LeBron. We're just waiting and repeating.
Somebody can ask for the social media person today on one of the ESPN shows. They need to be fired for that. He needs to go to Golden State, and everybody knows it. Oh my God, I'm tired of hearing about location. And with Golden State, it's a quick flight for him to go home and see his youngest daughter or youngest child.
Son's playing at Arizona, and will that matter? How will that factor into it? Now we're on to the wife has a say in this, and the family, and I don't know.
We've heard golf courses.
The best fit is here.
By the way, this thing better not come down to golf courses. We're kicking everybody's ass, man. And weather.
Let's talk January.
Yeah.
Let's talk January, February. So the best fit here, the question professionally, the best fit's here. Personally, if he wants to finish in Cleveland, if he wants to be close to his family, then the Heat are in trouble if those are deciding issues.
I will tell you, if it does happen, I'm a broken record. If it does happen, where you got Giannis, and now for LeBron, Giannis and Bam together, Wiggins made this thing more attractive. So LeBron James joins, and then that's not it. Now all of a sudden, Klay Thompson, DeRozan, all those guys.
They're in play too.
Now they're going, hey, let's take my 18.5 points a game, come play with you. I just think it's a 3-tier deal, man. And if it does, because if LeBron happens, you're definitely getting one of those two guys. You're not getting them both, but I think you get one of the two. Then it comes down to what you're looking for. DeMar DeRozan is not a great three-point shooter. He's a mid-range shooter. The other guy, when he gets hot, he can knock them down from downtown Miami.
Well, DeMar DeRozan's a shot creator. He can give him ball and he can create his own shot. And that's something the Heat, other than LeBron, they really wouldn't have anybody else like that.
Now they're both, I believe, 36 years old. I think both guys are about the same age. So you don't want to burn them up on minutes every night that they're playing. But listen, man, it would be that roster will get your fan base and your season ticket holders, more specifically, a little fired up after what you gave them last year.
Well, that roster will contend for the East.
There should be no talk of play in or play out. You should be way past that. And you should be a top 4 spot.
Oh, I think if they finish 4th, that would be disappointing.
Well, I got to give.
But in it'd be Big 3, the sequel. It'd be Giannis, LeBron, and Bam. I mean, they're not getting guys in their prime like they, LeBron in the prime like they did before. But the other two.
Let me ask you a question. If you do get both those guys, knowing Giannis is gonna score 25 plus a night, he is. LeBron's gonna score 20, 21. That's what he averaged last year. What do you expect from Bam?
I think he would be in the Chris Bosh role where he's
16, 17 a night.
And his game,
I think it drops a little bit.
Yeah, because his game, he's going to sacrifice parts of his game. On the other hand, that almost plays perfectly into Bam. He's a great defensive player. He can play any of the 5 positions on defense, and he won't be asked to do, the last couple of years, everybody looked at him, oh, you need to do more on offense. You need to do more on offense. And he's expanded his game. If you see, he can do a lot more. But he won't be demanded to do more on offense anymore. And so as a third scorer as opposed to the first scorer, that's a whole different role.
I think a lot of heat's off him. He doesn't have to hear about nights where he goes 5 of 10 and has 12 points, and people go, oh, bam, when are you going to act like a suit? You go, hey, look at these two guys, man. These two guys, and they're going to have, and LeBron's going to have nights. If we get him, he's going to have 30-point games. They're going to happen. They're not going away. Giannis going to have a lot more of them, too. All right, hey, listen, from basketball right over to Omar Kelly and expectations of this rookie class and some guys to watch. We'll talk to Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald next.
Baseball coverage on WQAM is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands of 5-star reviews.
Hi, Joe Zagacki here for Williamson Cadillac. Miami moves to its beat. From brick on ice, ocean dry mornings, demanding elegance and presence, which Williamson Cadillac delivers. At Williamson, they're sure to have the new Cadillac you're looking for, the CT4, CT5, XT5, XT6, and the new all-electric Lyric. Get the most out of the South Florida lifestyle in a new Cadillac from your premier luxury dealership, located on US 1, just south of the Palmetto.